Into the stretch of the Frontier League season and a key series between two contending teams on a big weekend from Bosse Field. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Evansville, Indiana and Bosse Field for Otters Baseball on the Evansville Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. I'm Griffin Epstein joining you this evening. The opener of a huge series tonight. The Schaumburg Boomers a game out of first place in the West at 42-26, while the Otters sitting in third place in the Frontier League West at 37-31, 6 games back of first place. This series has been circled on both of these teams' calendars for over a month. This one will go a long way towards deciding maybe a division title and certainly playoff order. Had the mayor here already throw out a first pitch. Lloyd Winicky in his last first pitch at Bosse Field as a mayor. His term expires soon. It's a big night at the ballpark as part of E for Everyone night in the Otters in custom jerseys. Time to meet the starting lineups tonight. We'll start with the Schaumburg Boomers 42-26. Alex Craig leads off and plays shortstop for Schaumburg. Chase Dawson bats second and plays third base. Coco Figueredo batting third and playing second base. Gage Howard in the cleanup spot playing left field. Blake Berry bats fifth and plays right. Zach Huffins batting sixth and DHing. Bottom three in the Boomers lineup: Will Prater, the first baseman, Brett Malazzo, the center fielder, and Sonny Oleana, the catcher. Shunpei Yoshikawa, very good Japanese righty on the mound tonight for the Boomers. He actually started against the Otters in the playoff wildcard game these two teams played last year, which eliminated the Otters, ended their 2022 season. On the other side for Evansville, the Otters trying to stop a two-game losing streak after dropping a series to Florence, 37-31 on the year. Noah Myers leads off for the Otters and plays left field. Kona Quiggle bats second and is back at first base today for Evansville. Jeffrey Baez batting third and playing right field. Dakota Phillips will clean up and catch for Evansville. Yomar Reyes playing third base and batting fifth. Ethan Skinner bats sixth and plays shortstop for the Otters. Bottom three in Evansville's lineup: Josh Braun, the center fielder, Austin Bose, the second baseman, and Brian Rosario, the DH, rounding out the lineup for the Otters. Evansville's ace on the mound tonight, Tim Holdgrafer, the righty, one of the best starters all season in the Frontier League. 7 wins, tied for second best in the Frontier League. We have two of the better pitchers in the league going at it on a big-time Friday night ball game between the Otters and the Boomers this evening. Schaumburg has won 9 of their last 11 four-straight series, while the Otters, one of the coldest last weeks of their season. They've lost 3 series in a row for the first time all year, and for the first time this season have lost 4 of their last 5 games. They'll try to break that streak tonight against their rivals, the Schaumburg Boomers. First pitch is on the other side. You're listening to Otters Baseball on the Evansville Otters Digital Network and watching on Flow Sports.
With the scene of our national anthem, this evening performed by Gina Moore.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
Always a fantastic national anthem by Gina Moore here at Bosse Field. Almost set for baseball. Overcast skies on a Friday evening. Have had mixed sun and clouds throughout the day. It is quite humid, 85 degrees with humidity making it feel like 91. Wind is blowing in from center field today, but with the heat and the humidity, the ball will certainly carry. Possibly some sunshine over the course of the evening, but mostly cloudy at the moment. So the Otters have the race on the mound today, trying to snap a two-game losing streak. Tim Holdgrafer, the Otters ace for the third straight season, 7-4 this year in 81 2/3 innings pitched. He has been excellent all season. 7 wins, tied for the second most in the Frontier League. 9 quality outings out of his 13 starts, and 3 different starts where he's thrown 8 shutout. He is coming off a loss on the road at New York last Saturday. Around him on the diamond, Dakota Phillips catching, Kona Quiggle at first, Austin Boast at second, Ethan Skinder at short, and Yomar Reyes at third base. Noah Myers in left field, Josh Broughton in center, and Jeffrey Baez in right for the Otters. Evansville continuing to mix up their fielders, trying to find the right recipe as they enter the final month of the season. Phillips, longtime catcher for Tim Holdgrafer, 12th start for Holdgrafer this season. Phillips is battery partner. That pitcher-catcher battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at 2319 North Green River Road or call at 812-475-9000. Holdgrafer is ready on the bump. Alex Craig, the shortstop, leading off for Schaumburg, walking to the plate, and we're ready to start this key Frontier League West 3-game series here in the first weekend of August. Good crowd on a Friday night. Free general admission tickets tonight as far as E is for Everyone night, celebrating the city of Evansville this evening at Bosse Field. Holdgrafer ready on the right side of the rubber, lines and throws home. Outside for a ball to Alex Craig, and we're underway. One-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Craig. So the Otters trying to break out of a mini slump. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. It's the first time the Otters have done so all season. Won the series opener at New York last weekend. Here's the duo. Outside, 3-0 to Craig. Won the series opener against Florence as well on Tuesday, but then lost the next 2 games in both of those series. The Otters hadn't done that all year long, dropped back-to-back games in the series after winning the opener. 3-0 at the letters of strike, 3-1 to Craig. Uncharacteristic of the Otters, and this is a tough weekend to try to turn it around against the Boomers. They've been red hot, winners of 9 of their last 11, 4 straight series, and sitting just a game back of Gateway for first place in the West. Otters 5 games back of Schaumburg. They really could use a series victory here. They want to try to keep any pace with Gateway and Schaumburg. 3-1, popped up by Craig into shallow left. Myers coming in under the baseball, makes the catch. 1 away. Craig flies out to start the day for Tim Holdgrafer. 1 out is Chase Dawson, the third baseman, steps into the left-handed batter's box. Boomers always a heavy lefty lineup under 11th-year manager Jamie Bennett. Boomers have 6 lefties in the lineup along with 1 switch hitter, just 2 true righties for Schaumburg. First pitch to Dawson, strike on the outside corner. You look at the numbers for Schaumburg, and you can make a very good case that this is the most complete team in the Frontier League. Top 4 in most hitting categories, top 4 in most pitching categories. Here's the 0-1. Lined into right field, Baez running in and making a jogging catch for the second out. Lunged at a baseball in front of him. Baez using some speed. Dawson out, 2 away here in the first. Boomers got off to a little bit of a slow start in May. Ever since then, they have been very steady. Don't have any losing streaks longer than 3 games. And have just been flirting with passing Gateway, it feels like, for the last month plus. Right on the Grizzlies' heels. Boomers coming off a series victory at home against Washington to start the week. Coco Figueredo swings at the first pitch he sees, drives it into left center field, past Broughton. Braun cuts it off to the gap. Throw to second is a good one. Tag on Figueredo, though not in time. And Braun with a good throw, but Bosse couldn't hold on to the baseball. Well, Braun has showed off how good his arm is in the outfield, especially yesterday for the Otters. Made a couple great throws, including throwing out a runner at the plate. But his throw a little bit short to the second base bag, and Figueredo has a double here in the top of the first. Brings up another lefty, Gage Howard, the left fielder, batting cleanup for the Boomers. Figueredo at second with 2 outs. Holdgrafer home. Line down the right field line. It's a fair ball rolling all the way to the corner. Figueredo will jog home. It's an RBI double for Gage Howard, standing up at second. The Boomers strike first in the top of the first inning.
In right field, 34, Blake Berry.
Howard ripping one down the right field line. And Schaumburg playing confident baseball right now. Continues here in Evansville. 2 outs, back-to-back doubles by the Boomers, and it brings up Blake Berry, the right fielder. Another lefty throw home. On the inside corner is strike 0-1. Our umpires today, Robert Davis at home, Ty Unthank at third, and James Purnell at first. Back-to-back doubles with 2 outs for the Boomers, giving them an early 1-0 lead. Holdgrafer peeks back at second on the right side of the rubber. Throws home. Outside 1-1. Great pitch mix for Holdgrafer. Fastball, cutter, and slider. A heavy dose of cutters. Coming off a shaky outing on Saturday at New York. Allowed 9 hits, 5 runs, though just 3 earned. And a loss to the Boulders. 1-1. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike to Berry. Holdgrafer has not taken a loss at home in a start since he last faced the Boomers back on June 9th. It was also the opening game of that series on a Friday night. The Otters would end up getting shut out 6-0. 2-1, chopped right side and foul, 2-2 to Berry. Holdgrafer went 6 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and just 3 strikeouts. And ended up suffering the loss in a 6-0 defeat. Boomers took the first 2 games of that series. Otters salvaged a win in the Sunday finale. That was the first series between these two of the year. This is the second. These teams will play one final time to conclude the regular season on Labor Day weekend. 2-2 inside. And a full count to Berry. Full count to Berry with Howard at second. Boomers off to a 1-0 lead. Payoff. Fouled away, and Berry stays alive. Holdgrafer has been dominant at times, but he's had a few outings this season. Seems to come every 4 starts or so, where he's a little bit shaky. Started well in his last start against New York on Saturday. Allowed just 1 base runner through the first 3 innings, but then the Boomers really timed him up the second and third times through the lineup. Payoff home. Lined up the middle over the head of Holdgrafer into center field. Howard will score. No, well, this is a good throw. Howard is out. Josh Braun does it again. His second runner thrown out at the plate in as many games. What a throw home. One-hopped it to Phillips, and Howard out at the plate to end the inning. What an outfielder Josh Braun's becoming. The Boomers get 1. They lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
We're going to see who can run from our first base foul line to the third base foul line the quickest, but they've got to hold our awesome Taroni's pizzas without dropping them. But if they drop them, that's okay too. First one across the finish line is our winner. On your mark, get set, go! Order out in front. That pizza's going to be warm.
so much. Playing our pitch catcher gallery for this team, Schaumburg Boomers. Yoshikawa starting on the mound.
Welcome back to Bosse Field, bottom of the first inning here as the Otters trailing the Boomers 1-0, and they're going to face a tough task on the mound tonight. Junpei Yoshikawa, ready from Japan, making his 7th start of the season for Schaumburg. He's had an excellent start to the season, 3-1 with a 3.57 ERA, 40 1/3 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts to just 10 walks. One of the team leaders on the squad. He already has 2 complete games pitched, and the Boomers have won 5 of his 6 starts, and the only loss was a game that was shortened due to rain. Second year with the Boomers, he was excellent last year as well. Set a franchise single-season record with 117 strikeouts. Big tall ready on the right side of the rubber, comes home to Noah Myers, a first pitch strike. Oh and 1, sails outside, 1-1. Around Yoshikawa on the diamond, Suni Ulaanu catching Yoshikawa. Will Prater at first. Coco Figueredo at second. Alex Craig at short. Myers takes low, 2-1. Chase Dawson at third base. Gage Howard in left. Brett Milazzo in center. And Blake Berry in right field. Yoshikawa winds, throws. Low, 3 balls and 1 strike to Myers. Very methodical, almost calming approach on the mound for Yoshikawa. The 3-1. Lined hard right side under the glove of Prater, the first baseman, into right field. Myers leads off with a base hit for the Otters, a great sign for the Evansville offense. Otters were held to just 3 hits yesterday, tied for a season low. Myers leads off the first inning with a base hit. Hard hit ball to the right side. It brings up Kona Quiggle. Yoshikawa home, and a lefty Quiggle takes low, 1-0. Yoshikawa actually started the Frontier League wildcard game against the Otters in the playoffs last year and did not allow a base runner in 2 innings pitched, and then the light delay, 1-0, at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Lights went out at Wintrust Field in Schaumburg, and the game was delayed until the next day to be finished under daylight. The Otters would go on to lose and be eliminated, while the Boomers would go all the way to the championship series. 1-1 on the inside corner, a strike, 1-2 to Quiggle. 1-0 Boomers lead here in the bottom of the first inning. One and 2, misses low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Otters had a rough series against Florence offensively, which is the 3rd series all year that the Otters did not muster more than 6 hits in any game in a 3-game series. 2-2. Inside and a full count to Quiggle. Otters held to 3 hits yesterday, tied for a season low. And the Otters in total held to just 15 hits, only the 4th series all year, which is 15 hits or less in a series. Payoff home, swing and a miss. Myers stealing down to second and safely well ahead of the tag. 1 away, but Myers does advance to scoring position on the stolen base. Quiggle out, 1 away. Myers to second. Brings up Jeffrey Baez. Otters were shut out for 15 straight innings from the second half of Wednesday's game into the first 8 innings of last night's game before Yomar Reyes hit a 3-run home run in the 9th inning to bring some life to Bosse Field. Baez swings and misses at the first pitch. The Otters brought the tying run, then had the tying run on base, down 1 in the 9th, but 2 strikeouts end of the game for the Otters. And Florence, last place, but taking a series from the Otters here at Bosse. 0-1. Chopped up the middle, diving the shortstop Craig into center field. Myers hustling around, will score without a throw. The Otters tie it at 1. Much more promising start for the Evansville offense today. An RBI base hit for Baez up the middle, 1-1. Brings up Dakota Phillips with Baez at first and 1 out. Otters sending 3 lefties here to the plate in the first 4 batters to face the ready Yoshikawa. Delivery in, pitch inside, down to second goes Baez. Great jump and hopping back up onto the bag before the tag even applied by Craig. 2 stolen bases for the Otters here in the first inning. Sonny Ulianu, relatively new pitcher, or new catcher I should say, for the Boomers, just his 9th start. Baez's 10th stolen base of the season. Pitch home on the outside corner, 1-1 to Phillips. Certainly with a struggling offense starting the week for the Otters, stealing bases, something that can really reinvigorate a squad. Phillips pops one up into left field. Howard under the baseball, a few steps from the track, makes the catch. 2 away. Baez will stay put at second. It's a good throw into third base. Otters in E is for everyone jerseys tonight with a variety of different colors and fonts of E's on their white jerseys. Otters written in blue across the chest with blue numerals on the back and blue piping. White pants and a black helmet for Evansville. They're wearing the blue hat with the blue brim, a white front with the blue E. The Otters custom jerseys this evening. Evansville trying to break a curse. The first pitch inside to Yomar Reyes misses, 1-0. Otters are 0-3 this year in themed jerseys. Now Shikawa on the right side of the rubber, peeks back at Baez at second. The 1-0 lined into right center field over Milazzo, sliding and making the catch. Wow, Brett Milazzo, what a play. Sliding to his right, his feet were facing the right field line and somehow came up with the ball. That saves a run. A great play by the center fielder for Schaumburg. Got a good one so far. A run apiece for both sides in the first. 1-1 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
You know how it goes. The first one across our finish line is our winner. All right, races. On your mark. Get set, go. A strong showing. And it's Madison for our winner tonight. We are hopping along with the Shepherd Insurance Curb Lap Sack Race. Once again, round of applause for Patrick, Connor, and Madison tonight. And you know, Shepherd Insurance, the one-stop shop for all your commercial, personal, benefits, and financial insurance. Creating relationships, finding solutions, and protecting you. Shepherd Insurance.
Welcome to E9 at the Otters. What is used for everyone? It's our motto. We want the Evansville region to feel like home to everyone. That's why our community created an initiative called E is for Everyone. Our E campaign spotlights the common threads that bind our community and encourages each of us, no matter our interests, to connect.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers.
Lead off, batting 6, designated hitter, 9.
1-1, Schaumburg and Evansville tied after 1 inning of baseball. Zach Huffins will lead off for Schaumburg in the top of the 2nd inning. Expecting a pitcher's duel between arguably the aces of these two staffs for Evansville and Schaumburg. Yoshikawa for the Boomers, Holgrafer for the Otters, but both offenses with some early action. Old for home to the ready. Huffins slaps one left side, charging in the shortstop Skinner. Long throw across the body to first, not in time. Huffins runs it out for an infield base hit. Took Skinner a while to get to the ball, and he was really fading towards the third base line as he made the throw across the body. And Huffins with good speed to run it out. Already the fourth hit for Schaumburg, and we're just in the top of the second as it brings up Will Prater, the first baseman. Another lefty batter. Old Gray for home. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Inside 1-0. Josh Brunn threw out Gage Howard at the plate in the bottom of the first inning to end the inning. Otherwise, Boomers would have scored 2 and still had a chance to extend that second inning, or extend the first inning, I should say. 1-0. Runner goes. It's sliced left side through the hole into left field. Going to third is Huffins. Runners on the corners with nobody out for Schaumburg. A perfect hit and run orchestrated by the Boomers. Huffins takes off. It drew the shortstop Skinner towards the second base bag, and Prater just slapped it to the left side where there was a yawning hole basically between Reyes, the third baseman, and the second base back. Perfect execution by the Boomers. Brings up Brett Milazzo, a lefty. Runners on the corners. Still nobody out in the second. Old Gray for home. Breaking ball just misses outside. 1-0. Old Gray for working out of the stretch. Looking in for the sign from Phillips. Boomers with 5 hits already and still nobody out in the second. 1-0. On the outside corner is strike 1-1. This is a hot Boomers offense. They have scored 8 or more runs in 5 of their last 6. All of those 5 games wins. Only loss was middle game to Washington. They managed just 1 run. 1-1. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Milazzo. What a start for Schaumburg, coming in on a big night here at Bosse Field. He is for every one night. One of the nights you look forward to all year. In front of a big crowd, the Boomers off to an excellent start at the plate. Two-one. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Phillips back pick throw to first. And Prater dives in safely without attack. Three-one. Lined into right field. Baez over to his left will make the catch. Tagging from third is Huffins. Throw is cut off, and the Boomers retake the lead. Milazzo accomplishes the mission. Drives in Huffins on the sacrifice fly. Prater, stays at first. 1 out, and the Boomers back in front 2-1. Sonny Ulianu, the righty catcher, stands in for the Boomers. Just his 9th start of the season for Schaumburg, coming over from the American Association with the Lake Country Dockhounds. Old Gray for home. A cutter right at the knees for a strike to Ulianu. Ulianu off to a great start at the plate for the Boomers, hitting .353. 12 hits in his first 8 starts and has drove in 13. Offense has been contagious for the Boomers since the All-Star break. 0-1. Cutter just missed outside, 1-1. The Otters coming in on a mini slump. This is not certainly the team they would have chosen to face right now, but Evansville has struggled over the last month against the bottom teams in the West. The 1-1 slap left side. Skinner with an impossible throw to first. Nowhere near in time to get Uliano an infield base hit. Skinder trying for the Derek Jeter flying in the air throw, but didn't get much on the ball, and it took a while to get to Phillips on a ball way out in the 5-6 hole. So an infield base hit for Uliano, moves Prater to second. 2 on for Schaumburg with 1 out. Back to the top of the order already in Alec Craig. The hits just keep on coming for Schaumburg. 6 already. Holdgrave for home. The outside corner, a strike to Uliano. Boomers took the first 2 games between these two in the first matchup in June. 6-0 and 5-2, and then the Otters won the Sunday finale 8-1. Overcast skies on this Friday evening. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Uliano. Holdgrave for home. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Holdgrafer hasn't walked anyone yet, but he's fallen behind a bunch of batters, and that's been costly for him. He does not walk batters. Holdgrafer on a remarkable run. He's pitched 32 straight innings now, over 5 starts without walking a batter, dating all the way back to June 21st. He walked a batter in his last inning of work against Sussex County. 5 straight starts without a walk. He had to walk anyone today, but the Boomers with 6 hits off Holdgrave. Two one. Sliced right side, over is Quiggle to glove it, throws to second base, back to first base, not in time, runner coming home, and safe is Prater. 3-1 Schaumburg. Chaotic play there, ball going all over the diamond. Quiggle fielding the ball at first, throwing to second to get at Uliano for the second out. It went back to first, couldn't get the speedy Craig, and then good base running by Prater going all the way home, and the tag by Phillips behind home plate, not in time. So the Boomers add another run. It's 3-1 now with Craig at first and 2 outs. Pitch home to Chase Dawson, lefty, slaps it foul. A 1. Filed straight back off the screen. Already 31 pitches for Holdgrafer here in the top of the second. When Tim is on, he's early dominant. 3 8-inning shutouts. 7 wins on the season, tied for second most in the Frontier League. But the Boomers are reading everything for Holdgrafer right now. They have started this game on fire. Even their outs have been hard hit. The 0-2 is low. Stealing to second is Craig, and he's out. Phillips with a great throw, and Craig thrown out at second to end the inning. Post applied the tag. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-1 Schaumburg in front on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Otters fans, it's time for the Hoosier Lottery Jackpot Toss. We've got our Otter bells that have the Hoosier Lottery beach balls. We're going to start some music, and then you pass the balls throughout yourselves. And when that music stops, whoever's holding that ball at the end is walking away with a $30 Hoosier Lottery prize. Pat, Zay, let's get this music going. Oh yeah, you also have to be 18 or older.
That's a key detail.
Yes. Keep passing. Pass that ball. Don't be selfish. Keep going. All right. staff will tell you how to claim your prize, and remember, you must be 18 or older to play and win. Please play responsibly.
Thanks, Clay. It's now time to see who gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Our lucky winner will get to spend the rest of the game with the best seats in the house. So I say congratulations to Mallory Bolerjack. Mallory Bolerjack, tonight's winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Best seats in the house. Go on down to the best seats and enjoy the view for the rest of the game with your feet picked up, courtesy of Ashley Furniture Home Store. Leading off, Downing sixth, at shortstop.
Bottom of the second inning from Bosse Field. Schaumburg leads Evansville 3-1 here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Griffin Epstein hanging out with you on a Friday evening from the River City. It's the Otters and Bosse Field celebrating Evansville this evening. Part of E is for Everyone night. Ethan Skinder lays off the bottom of the second and takes the first pitch inside from Shunpei Yoshikawa. Yoshikawa on the right side of the rubber, rocking back and forth and throws. Skinder drives one down the left field line. It's hooking foul. Out of the ballpark and bouncing onto the parking lot. Skinder just missed one. Otters trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Boomers with 6 hits over the first 2 innings off the Otters ace, Tim O'Grafer, for 3 runs. 1-1. At the knees a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Otters plated 2 hits in the first off Yoshikawa to score a run. Myers led off with a hit. Came around to score on a Baez RBI hit. 1-2. Breaking ball inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Better start for the Otters offensively after being shut out yesterday in the first 8 innings. 2-2. Grounded left side through the hole. Base hit for Skinder. After 3 hits all of yesterday for the Otters, they matched that total here in the second inning. Leadoff base hit for Skinder, driving one through the 5-6 hole. It brings up Josh Broughton, the center fielder. Broughton back-to-back days with a hit. New acquiree for the Otters from Tri-City. Broughton takes a first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Broughton always has a new accessory he's wearing with a bright color. Sometimes a red sleeve, different colored batting gloves. Today he's got some bright yellow batting gloves that don't match anything else on his jersey, but they're quite flashy looking. 1-0. On the inside corner is strike 1-1. That's something a lot of baseball players do. One of the greatest baseball players in the world right now, Ronald Acuna Jr. The Otters saw him when he played against the Guardians in Cleveland. Otters off day in Cleveland. And he was wearing a bunch of yellow, bright yellow accessories. Broughton drives one into center field, down for a base hit. Skinder a big turnaround second, ball thrown back to second base, and Skinder gets back to the bag in time. Back-to-back base hits for the Otters to start off the bottom of the second. Skinder and now Broughton. And Evansville in business here in the second inning. Do we have an offensive shootout tonight brewing?
Batting eighth at second base, number 2, Austin Boast.
Austin Bosse comes to the plate, second baseman for the Otters, in his 3rd start of the season since being signed by Andy McCauley. 4 years at Texas A&M. 0 for 5 on the year. Reached base for the first time yesterday with a walk. Skinder at second, Broughton at first, and nobody out. Yoshikawa fires home, misses outside, 1-0 to Bosse, who briefly showed bunt but pulled it back. Yoshikawa on the right side of the rubber, peeks back at second, high set and throws, fouled straight back, 1-1. The Otters trying to bounce back this series after a rough series against a bad pitching team in Florence, being unable to hit. If you look at kind of where the Otters have really struggled offensively in series. 15 hits or less. It's the 4th time the Otters have done it this season. The 1-1 coming. Pitch. Fouled away, 1-2. It's kind of happened almost once every month for Evansville. Opening weekend against Washington. First weekend in June against Joliet. First week in July against Lake Erie. And now the first week in August against Florence. And every time the Otters bounced back and won the next series. Performed much better offensively. So the Otters hit again here in this series. It's just another blip, but obviously if you struggle a whole week, now a struggling offense is a trend. Good pickoff throw back to second base. Skinder dives back in safely, beating the tag from Figueredo, but nice move by Yoshikawa. Nearly caught Skinder sleeping. He has already been picked off once this week at second base. One, two in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bost. It's not an easy pitcher, certainly, for the Otters to try to bounce back against, but already 4 hits today after just 3 hits all of yesterday. 2-2. Driven down the right field line. Barry racing back out of his reach and bouncing off the wall. Oh, Braun took a big turnaround second as Skinder, holds it third, and the base is now loaded. Someone saved the baseball. That's the first professional base hit for Austin Bost. They're throwing it back into the dugout. And one to remember for Bost. What a way to start, too. A 2-on knock down the right field line, just out of the reach of Barry. The Otters runners had to see if Barry would catch it. Skinder got a pretty late break from second. Broughton almost caught up to him and had to scamper back to second base as Skinder ended up holding at third. So the bases are loaded. 3 straight hits for the Otters to start the second. Brings up Brian Rosario. The Otters trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the second, but what an opportunity here. Rosario batting lefty, pitch home, swung on and grounded up the middle, fielded by the second baseman Craig, steps on the second base back, throws to first, and now they've got Braun in a rundown. Braun racing back to first base, now racing back home. Braun is tagged out from behind. The Boomers complete the triple play. The Otters score 1. But an uncharacteristic triple play. How about that? Grounder to Alex Craig. He stepped on the back through to first, and Braun took too big of a turn around third base, got caught in the rundown, and a triple play for Schaumburg. That might be the first in the Frontier League this season. Otters get 1. But some squandered opportunities in the second. 3-2. Schaumburg in front after 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
These are not flying fish, by the way. Tonight they are. Looks like orange is our winner. We have Boston and Mason winning tonight. But also give it up for Annie and Silas for the 10-fish fish toss. Back to you, Zane.
Thank you, Clay. The jerseys the Otters are wearing tonight are going to be auctioned off during tonight's contest. Bidding for the auction will conclude directly following the last out of the 7th inning. Head down to the tunnel to place your bid. Say hello to my buddy, Pat Hickey. He's here at the ballpark tonight, taking in an Otters game. Great to have Pat Hickey here at the ballpark, watching Evansville Otters baseball. Leading off, third baseman, 15, Chase Dawson.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. Boomers lead the Otters 3-2 as we go to the top of the third inning. Time for a check of the Frontier League standings, brought to you by Seal Corp Gateway 1 game up on Schaumburg in the West. The Otters sitting 6 games back of first place and 5 games back of Schaumburg in the West. Washington in 4th, fighting the Otters for that last playoff position. Chase Dawson swings at the first pitch from Tim Oldgrafer and lines it up the middle for a leadoff base hit in the 3rd. Already the 7th hit for the Boomers is lead 3-2. Back to the bottom of the 2nd inning, though. The Boomers turning a triple play, just the 2nd ever triple play turned in Schaumburg history and the 11th season of Schaumburg baseball. What a bizarre triple play, too. Certainly wouldn't have been a triple play if not for the mistake by Braun on the bases, taking too big a turnaround 3rd and getting caught in a rundown as Figueredo takes the first pitch strike on the inner 3rd. 6-3 Taylor made double play ball. The shortstop Craig easily steps on the back, throws to first, and then was not really sure what Braun was looking at, but caught in a rundown. And Dawson, the third baseman, eventually catching him. Oldgrafer steps off, pickoff throw back to first, and Dawson in safely. What a squandered opportunity for the Otters. The base is loaded with nobody out. And a triple play just like that clears the whole thread, and the Otters only get 1 run. Against a struggling Shuppei Yoshikawa. Has been a great pitcher 2 years in the Frontier League. The Otters have 5 hits already off of him as Figueredo takes inside 1-1. Certainly not the start we were expecting of this ball game at all. Expecting a pitcher's duel between two great pitchers, and both offenses just been all over the pitchers today. 1-1, lined into center field, taking Broughton back to his left under the baseball, makes the catch. Tagging to second is the Schaumburg runner, and he's in safely as Broughton's throw is to the right of the second base back. And I wouldn't have tried to tag there with the arm of Broughton, but a little bit wide of the bag. And Bosse had no chance to apply the tag. Well, Dawson, one of the fastest guys in the Frontier League, 2nd in stolen bases, so he advances to 2nd, 1 away in the top of the 3rd. Phillips out to have a quick chat with Tim Oldgrafer. Already 7 hits for Schaumburg and 3 runs across in the top of the 3rd inning and just 1 out. It's red hot, deep Boomers lineup. Looking like maybe the best team in the league right now. A lot of teams have had longer winning streaks this year than Schaumburg, but over the last 2 months, I'm not sure any team has been more steady than the Boomers. 1 out for the lefty Gage Howard. Oldgrafer home. Breaking ball outside, 1-0. Home, swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Oldgrafer, 1-1. Boomers plated 1 in the 1st, 3 straight hits with 2 outs, and then started the 2nd inning with back-to-back singles. Sonny Ulianu had a 2 RBI base hit as Gage Howard takes a strike 1 and 2, and then Dawson leading off with a hit here in the 3rd. Otters scored 1 in the 1st, bases loaded, nobody out in the 2nd. Skinder scoring on the Boomers triple play. 2nd ever triple play in Schaumburg history. Tim Calderwood, the voice of the Boomers, has been the voice of Schaumburg for all 11 seasons, so he knew right off the bat, 2nd ever triple play turned by Schaumburg. And their illustrious history as Howard fouls 1 away. Bat flips out of his hands and dribbles a few feet behind him. Schaumburg have marked off some big things on the to-do list this year in terms of accomplishments. Their first ever no-hitter back in May against Florence, and now turning their 2nd ever triple play here in Bosse Field in August. 1 and 2. Popped up into left field. Noah Myers a few steps back, circling under the ball, makes the catch, 2 away. Want to make your lawn and landscape look like a field of dreams? Make sure you use 10 Bars Professional Brand products. Pick them up at any of our 3 locations, beautifying the communities we live in and the grass we walk and play on, all since 1940. Two outs, Dawson at second, and it brings up Blake Berry. Got a base hit in the first. Another lefty batter, pitch home. Berry takes low, 1-0. Sun has come back out after we were under clouds most of the start of this game. Out in center field, but the rest of the field in the shadows. Holdgrafer fires back to second. Good pickoff throw out is Dawson. Skender snuck up on Dawson from behind, and Holdgrafer gets his first scoreless inning, throwing out Dawson. Faces the minimum in the third. Boomers lead 3-2 as we move to the bottom of the third on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
The Otters are back tomorrow night. It's Star Wars night at the ballpark, and then on Sunday, the homestand finale of Dog Days of Summer. On Sunday, you can enjoy $2 hot dogs and bring your 4-legged friends. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com or by calling 812-435-8686. The jerseys the Otters again are wearing this evening are going to be auctioned off after the game tonight. Bidding for the auction concludes directly following the last out of the 7th inning. If you want to bid on one of those jerseys, head down to the main tunnel and place your bid. And saying hello and cheers to Mayor Lloyd Winnicky, who's here at the ballpark tonight. It's great to have Mayor Winnicky here. Watching Evansville Otters baseball, let's give Mayor Lloyd Winnicky a big round of applause here on He Is For Everyone nights.
Bottom of the third from Bosse. 3-2 lead for the Boomers over the Otters. A entertaining start to this ball game. Schaumburg turning a triple play in the second inning. We've seen runs so far in 4 of the 5 half innings played. Top of the order, Noah Myers will lead off for the Otters here in the bottom of the third. Pitch home to Myers. Right down the middle, a strike. Already 5 hits for the Otters of Shuppei Yoshikawa after Evansville had just 3 hits all of yesterday. Their loss to Florence. 0-1, misses low, 1-1. 5 singles by the Otters the first time through the lineup. One and one. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch home, misses low, 3-1 to Myers. Yoshikawa winds, delivers. Outside, ball 4. A leadoff walk to Myers. Yoshikawa, a disappointed look on his face as he kicks at some dirt on the mound. He's just not looked sharp at all in any facet of his game this evening. He's fallen behind batters. That's his first walk, but allowed a lot of hard-hit balls. And now the 3rd straight inning to start his start with the leadoff runner aboard. Myers at first, and Kona Quiggle digs into the left-handed batter's box. Yoshikawa working out of the stretch now. Throw home. Misses low, 1-0 to Quiggle. This series feels like a fork in the road game for Evansville. The Otters, first time all season, dropping 3 straight series. 1-0. chopped right side. First baseman Prater steps on the first base bag, tosses back to second, not in time. Now, Prater almost at the bag as he made the catch. Took the out at first, but a good jump by Myers down to second, so almost functions as a bunt. Myers to second, Quiggle at first. One away as it brings up Jeffrey Baez at a base hit back of the first. Throw home, fouled off the end of the bat. 0-1 to Baez. So fork in the road game, fork in the road series for Evansville, with maybe struggling more, at least in the loss column, than they have at any point all season. They were, after their 6-game homestand where they went 4-2 against Empire State and Lake Erie, Otters were just a game and a half back of first place, squarely in the race to win the West Division. Throw home. Breaking ball on the inner third. A good pitch from Yoshikawa. 0-2 to Baez. Now the Otters 6 games back. The furthest back they've been in first place all season. And they're only 6.5 now up on Washington, who's in 4th. The Otters in the 3rd and final spot in the playoffs. 0-2. Chop foul. The Otters win this series. They still give themselves, it feels like, a chance to compete for the division title, but a loss in this series, and with Evansville not playing Schaumburg or Gateway again until the last week of the season when they play both teams, just being 7 or 8 games back of the two teams you're trying to catch with 4 weeks left to play is, unless you get absurdly hot, probably not going to happen. So this is really the Otters' last chance. 0-2 fouled off the screen. If Evansville wants to contend for a division title, you lose this series, and you start sweating a little bit now about holding on to that last playoff spot. Otters still comfortably in playoff position. Washington losing last night to Schaumburg. They have a tough schedule. They get Gateway 2 more times than Schaumburg again. 0-2. Swing and a miss. 2 away. That was the best at bat I think Yoshikawa has thrown on the mound. Some nasty breaking balls to get his first strikeout of the evening. Second strikeout, make it of the night. 2 away with Myers at second, brings up Dakota Phillips.
The catcher, number 7, Dakota Phillips.
Phillips 0 for 1 today, flew out to left, back in the first. Throw home. This is outside to Phillips, 1-0. It's a big series for the Otters. Really decide what the storyline will be around their next 4 weeks, their final 4 weeks of the regular season. 1-0. Low, 2 balls and no strikes. Yoshikawa frustrated and maybe slipped a little bit. He's been doing a lot of kicking of the dirt in front of home plate on this natural mound. Pitches on an all-natural mound, though, as well at home at Wintrust Field. Schaumburg, the one other team with an all-natural surface in the Frontier League West. 2-0. Foul tipped off the end of the bat and off home plate, 2-1. Nothing else, too, for the Otters. Just trying to avoid a big losing streak. Evansville's avoided it all season long. Only have 2 3-game losing streaks and have only been swept once all season. They've been so consistent, avoided disaster. 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And most teams in the Frontier League can't say the same. It's a long season. You're bound to get cold. There's bound to be some struggles, but the key is not letting that 2 or 3-game losing streak spiral and suddenly, most teams don't become what Florence has become, where you have an 11-game losing streak. But even a team like Gateway had firm command of the West and then went on a 6-game losing streak. 2-2 inside and a full count to Phillips. Otters this season are 4-2 after back-to-back losses. Like they are coming in this evening, dropping 2 straight. Payoff home. Grounded right side. Over is the second baseman, Figueredo, to collect. Throw to first, beats Phillips, and retires the side. Both teams go scoreless in the third. Schaumburg leads 3-2 after 3 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Otters fans, time to see some pigs fly with the Hickory Pit Stop Flying Pigs. We have Shy, Braden, and Janelle ready to see who can fling those pigs the farthest. We'll start with Janelle. Hold that one more time. Still stuck in there. All right, that is Janelle's. Now we have Braden. These pigs are just too heavy. We'll try that again. Just a little farther for Braden. It's Shy's turn now with a Just Win Baby shirt on. Just Win Baby. Great job to Shy, Braden, and Janelle, everybody, for the Hickory Pit Stop Flying Pigs. Back to you, Zane.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Old National Bank. Your bank for Evansville. Your bank for life.
Online. We're talking tanks, tees,
3 innings complete of baseball on a Friday night from Bosse Field as party's E is for Everyone night, celebrating the city of Evansville this evening. A fine night in the River City. Overcast skies. Sky's starting to darken as we've reached 7:30 local time.
right fielder, 30.
Evansville will open up a big series against Schaumburg here. 2 teams right now in the playoffs with a month left to play in the season. Tim Holdgrafer back out to work the 4th. They'll face the lefty right fielder Blake Berry, who was at the plate in the 3rd inning when Chase Dawson was picked off at second base. Lefty batter, Holdgrafer home. Breaking ball on the inner third for a strike, 0-1. After both teams scored runs in the first 2 innings, scoreless third on both sides. See if 2 excellent pitchers today, Yoshikawa and Holdgrafer, can calm down. 0-1. Inside corner again for a strike, 0-2 to Berry. Oh-2. Popped up into center field. Broughton a few steps to his left, reaches up and makes the jogging catch. 1 out. For landscape design that is truly unique, look to locally owned Wild Horticulture. Whether you need a team to design and construct a large-scale landscape project for your business, or looking to create an epic backyard retreat complete with plants, water, and light installation, the experienced team at Wild can take your ideas to the next level. You've likely seen their creative work all over town. Wild Horticulture has the skills and resources to deliver inspiring spaces and bring your ideas to life. Zach Huffins takes the first pitch strike. If you have a project in mind, you can find them on Instagram and at wildspaces.com. 0-1 coming to Huffins. Holdgrafer kicks, delivers. Beautiful cutter on the outer third for a strike, 0-2. Ball just seems to stop in midair, tempting you to swing at it. Huffins will call time. And then that last minute cut just slivers off the plate. Unlike a slider, which has a lot more movement, the cutter, a little bit more niche, but maybe more deceiving. 0-2. Lined into right center field. Ball will fall for a base hit. Baez picks it up in right, and Huffins has a 1-out single in the top of the 4th. Already a 2-hit day for the Boomers. DH today, Zach Huffins. Brings up Will Prater with 1 on and 1 out. Holdgrafer home. Prater lines one down the right field line, foul. Look out, right into the concourse by the picnic tents. Everyone's okay, and kids are scattering to go find some souvenir. Prater off to a great start to his young season. Otters didn't see him, wasn't yet on the Boomers when these two teams played each other in early June. Oldgriffer steps off, pickoff throwback to first, up ends in safely. Prater hitting over 300, 306 on the season. Just got so many guys right now in this Boomers lineup that are hot. Hitting around 300 with power, speed, and patience. 0-1. Lunged at bunt, misses low. Another pickoff throw down to first by Phillips. Huffins is back in again. Head of the tag. One and one. Low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Prater held up the swing. Well, patience is certainly a virtue, and the Boomers best in the Frontier League West at working walks. 336 walks on the season, only behind the Jackals for most walks. And New Jersey's, I think their walks are inflated because pitchers at the little baseball park that is Hinchcliffe Stadium don't want to throw to New Jersey batters, and they'd rather walk them. Prater takes outside 3-1. Boomers have great speed as well. Second in the league in stolen bases, 137 stolen bases, and that's been the Boomers' mantra under Jamie Bennett. The speed, the patience first, and then the speed. What do we have here? 3-1 count to Prater. Prater's putting his hands up and confused. And Robert Davis, the home plate umpire and crew chief, asking for a meeting with Ty Unthank and James Purnell, our other 2 umpires. Umpires discussing. Grafer looking confused. And I think, is the count off? Now Andy McCauley is coming out to chat with Robert Davis, the Otters manager. And the umpires are convene again. McCauley was looking about signaling a bunt, about if Prater went around or not, and in confusion on what was called a ball or a strike. James Purnell at first base leading the conversation now. Okay, we've got a 2-2 count, so yeah, they are going to change the count, and Prater can't believe it now. He has his hands up in the air in shock, and Jamie Bennett, third base coach and manager for the Boomers, just claps his hands at Prater and says, time to get back to work. Two and two, fouled away. So back to the points I was making before. Boomers' patience and speed. They walk the second most in the Frontier League, and they steal the second most in the Frontier League. Successfully steal. 2-2. Chopped off the end of the bat, down the third baseline. Fair ball back in it by Holdgraver. Throw to first in time. Great play by Tim Holdgraver for the second out of the inning. And a frustrated Prater is irate now, standing with his helmet off way down the first base line. Thought the count went against him in his favor, and he thought he was safe. That was a really tough play for Holdgraver. That ball halfway between home plate and third base. Holdgraver came way off the mound and made a great throw all the way across the diamond. Veteran pitchers, often the best defenders. Holdgraver with an excellent play there. Big second out. Up and goes to second. Brett Milazzo, the center fielder, digs in. Lefty batter. Holdgraver winds and throws. Beautiful breaking ball at the knees, 0-1. Now, Tim is looking much more like himself over these last 2 innings. Starting to settle in. The Cutter has looked really good. Not falling behind in counts as much as he was the first 2 times up, and not seeing very many hard hit balls by the Boomers. Schaumburg certainly beat him around the first 2 innings. 6 hits for the Boomers in the first 2 innings and 3 runs in it. Could have easily been more. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner was thrown in at the plate ending the first inning for Schaumburg, and then a runner picked off in the second inning as well. And a runner picked off in the third, so in fact there hasn't been a normal end to a Schaumburg inning yet. 3 runners either thrown out or picked off. 1-1, fouled away again, 1-2 to Milazzo. So some help from behind for Holdgrafer, though. He picked off Dawson back in the third inning. Schaumburg leads 3-2 here in the top of the fourth. 2 outs, 1 on, 1-2 count to Milazzo. One, 2. Time was called and a pitch clock violation on Holdgrafer. Holdgrafer was looking back at Huffins for a long time, and Huffins was the one that called time. Interesting. One way to just try to take a picture out of a rhythm, the runner calling time. So still 1-2. Throw home. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Milazzo. Last rays of sunshine bouncing off the Crawford Doors building on the other side of Heidelbach Avenue past right center field. Steamy evening for baseball. Hot and humid the first weekend of August. Payoff home. Outside for ball 4, and the streak ends for Holdgrafer. It's his first walk since June. Well, it was bound to end eventually. Brett Milazzo, he should keep that baseball.
The catcher, 36.
Finally the man to end the walkless streak for Tim Holdgrafer. It ends at 34 straight innings pitched for Holdgrafer without a walk. 34 straight innings here in his 6th start without a walk until Milazzo here with 2 outs in the 4th. Righty Sonny Ulianu takes a first pitch strike on the inner third. Holdgrafer does not have any outings this season where he's walked 2 or more. He's gotten 5 straight starts without walking a batter. Finally 1 here to the Boomers. Oh, 1. Cutter outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Holdgrafer is the exact guy the Otters want on the mound for a couple of reasons. He's pretty steady and can give the Otters bullpen, which is probably more depleted than it has been all season, some rest. Evansville used the season high 6 pitchers on Tuesday. Needed 5 more yesterday, or 5 more Wednesday, and then 4 yesterday. 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Short starts on both Tuesday and Wednesday for the Otters starters. Well, great for a guy that almost guaranteed, it feels like, to give you 5 or 6 innings. And he also limits the walks, of course, which was a huge issue for the Otters against Florence. The 2-1 grounded left side. Softly hit to Skinder. He gloves it and throws to first in time to beat Ulianu. The scoreless 4th for Schaumburg. We go to the bottom half of the inning. 3-2. Boomers lead the Otters on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
It's time to show us your best smiles for the Paramount Dental Smile Cam. Over 300,000 members trust Paramount Dental based right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana. Paramount Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep smiling with Paramount Dental. As we're smiling, be sure to check out Frontier League and the Evansville Otters on Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. Never miss a game and follow along all the way to the championship. Just visit EvansvilleOtters.com for links to watch and subscribe for all Frontier League and Flow Sports content. The team is for everyone night. Great to have all of you here at the ball. degrees outside. And other things here at Bosse Field.
Bottom of the fourth inning from Bosse, 3-2. Schaumburg leads Evansville here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Griffin Epstein hanging out with you on a Friday night from the River City. Good ball game so far. Both offenses got off to hot starts, all 5 runs in the first 2 innings, but since then, goose eggs put up by 2 excellent pitchers tonight in Holdgrafer and Yoshikawa. Japanese ready for Schaumburg comes home, a first pitch missing low to Yomar Reyes, the righty batter. Working quickly here, the 1-0 home, popped up, right side. Right fielder Blake Berry running a few steps in, reaches up the glove, makes the snag, 1 away. So Yoshikawa starting to settle in after a rocky start. He got huge help in the second inning as the Boomers turned the second ever double play in Schaumburg history. It started 6-3 and then Josh Braun came around too hard from third base and got caught in a rundown. And after a couple throws back and forth down the line, the third baseman Dawson caught him to turn the triple play. Otters only got 1 run in the second after having the bases loaded and nobody out. Ethan Skinner, ready batter, takes the first pitch low. Yoshikawa home, swing and a miss, 1-1. Yoshikawa 3-1 on the season. The Boomers, in games that have been fully completed, 9 innings of baseball, the Boomers have not lost to Yoshikawa start this year. 1-1. Low again, 2 balls and 1 strike. Only loss was at New Jersey right after the All-Star break, a 5-inning rain-shortened game at Hinchliffe Stadium. 2-1. At the knees, a strike, 2-2. Two. Oh, look out. Slipped out of the hand of Yoshikawa, and Skinner ducking out of the way. All the way back to the backstop and a full count to Skinner. Yoshikawa wiping off some sweat on his forehead and placing the orange and black hat back on his head. Payoff home. Chopped foul. Skinner stays alive. Yoshikawa from Osaka, Japan. He only got to the States in late June. He had some visa issues, so he wasn't with the Boomers when the Otters saw Schaumburg in early June here at Bosse. Payoff home. Skinner drives one down the left field line. Howard at the warning track looking up. It's foul. Skinner just misses a homer again. It bounced along the concourse just to the left of the left field foul line. Nobody fouls more pitches off to the left side than Ethan Skinner does. Everyone down in that picnic tent down the left field line should be on high alert every time Skinner comes to the plates. Sprays a lot of balls, pulls a lot of balls right down the line. Another wind home. Swing and a miss. Yoshikawa with the fastball up and away. He has 3 strikeouts, and there's 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up Josh Braun, the center fielder, with the bases empty. Schaumburg leads Evansville 3-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Yoshikawa delivers. Braun shows bunt and lays one down the third baseline. Fielded by the pitcher, Yoshikawa. Throw to first. Bounces off the glove of Prater. And back along the dirt, an infield base hit for Braun. Using his speed to his advantage, Yoshikawa got to the ball in plenty of time, but not a great throw. And Prater, the first baseman, couldn't hold on to it. The athleticism of Josh Braun just makes him such a fun player to watch. Great arm, great speed. Just athletic on the base pass and out on the field as well. Finds a way to get on base. He's 2 for 2 today, and it's now his first multi-hit game of his Otters career. Boarded first with 2 outs. It brings up Austin Bosse, who had his first career base hit back in the second inning. Pitch home, inside, 1-0. Bosse had a base hit to load the bases in the second before the triple play that was turned off the bat of Rosario. 1-0. High, 2 balls and no strikes to Bosse. Yoshikawa had 61 pitches here in the bottom of the 4th. Guy can go really long. He's thrown over 115 pitches already twice this season. 2-0. Popped up high in the air down the left field line. 2-1 to Bosse. 2 outs, runner at first, and a 2-0 count to Bosse. The Otters trail 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak and win the opener in this big series over Schaumburg. Two-1. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike to Bosse. Yoshikawa falling behind another batter. Both him and Holdgrafer, that was a big issue the first 2 innings while they didn't walk any batters. They fell behind and left some pitches over the plate, and both offenses really teed off in the first 2 innings. 3-1, outside for ball 4. A walk to Bosse. Yoshikawa visibly frustrated now on the mound. A glove in his face, turning around towards center field and continuing to just pound his feet on the front of the mound. And Jake Joyce, the Schaumburg pitching coach, walking out to the mound to chat with Yoshikawa. Second walk of the game for the Japanese righty. 2 on with 2 outs. Brian Rosario, after grounding into a triple play in the second inning, coming back up here in the 4th with 2 on. Robert Davis, the home plate umpire, had to break up the meeting. Otters trying to tie or take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Rosario starting for the 4th game in a row to start this week. First time since late June that he started 4 Otters games in a row. It's been great at the plate this week, working walks. First pitch home to the lefty, inside, 1-0. Switch hitter batting lefty here, Rosario. He's a true righty. Rosario walked and was hit by a pitch yesterday. He worked 3 walks on Wednesday and had 2 base hits on Tuesday. It's been a productive week for Rosie, and he's working on a 17-game on-base streak. 1-0 on the outside corner to strike 1-1. Stole 2 bases as well yesterday. Well, 39 stolen bases on the season for Rosario. He's 1 back of Chase Dawson at Schaumburg. Rosario 3rd in the Frontier League in backs. 1-1, popped up left side, out of play, 1-2. Jarvis Richards has had an amazing last couple of weeks for him stealing bases. He's at 45, past Rosario a couple weeks ago. One-two home. Chopper right side, Yoshikawa over, and it bounces foul. Hits the lip of the grass, and on a natural field almost always skips to the right. We'll do the 1-2 all over again. Yoshikawa sets at the chest, looks back at second, and throws. Foul away again. Rosario is just a feisty batter, finds ways to get on base. Works his walks. Honestly, in a lot of ways, he fits the model of the Boomers. He has great patience, gets on a lot, and he has great speed. Fits right into the Jamie Bennett model for Schaumburg. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and away for Yoshikawa. Gets Rosario striking out, and the Otters straight 2 in the 4th. 4 innings complete from Evansville. Schaumburg 3, Evansville 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Southwest Graphics, Evansville Otterbills. Once again, your Evansville Otterbills.
Top of the 5th inning from the River City. A big-time late-season matchup between two contending squads, the Boomers and the Otters. Schaumburg leads Evansville 3-2. All 5 runs in this game coming across in the first 2 innings. And both pitchers, Tim Olgrafer and Shuppei Yoshikawa, have calmed down. We've got a tight game as we go into the 5th. Olgrafer at 62 pitches here as he starts the 5th inning. 1 walk. Allowed 8 hits on 3 runs, but back-to-back strong innings for Olgrafer. Stranding a runner in scoring position in both the 3rd and the 4th, but only allowed 1 hit apiece. Top of the order, Alec Craig leads off for Schaumburg. Lefty, oh, look out, takes the first pitch inside near the shoes. And goes down to his hands and feet and hops back up just out of the way. An out-of-control baseball. On the outside corner is strike 1-1. Talked about the patience of Schaumburg. Craig is the epitome of the Boomers' patience. He has 63 walks on this season. That leads the Frontier League. 1-1. This is low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Craig. Honestly, when I was going through my notes and writing down stats for all the players, and I saw 63 walks, I thought this just can't be right. Can have 63 walks on the season. It's a remarkable number. 2-1. At the knees for his strike to the displeasure of Craig. 2-2. 63 walks in 68 games for Craig. He's played in every game this season for Schaumburg. So walk in nearly every game this season. Consummate leadoff batter and just the certainly heartbeat of a team when you put up numbers like that. 2-2, chop left side. In is the shortstop, Skindler to glove it. Throw to first, beats Craig by a stride, 1 away. One out, and it brings up the third baseman, all-star Chase Dawson.
15, Chase Dawson.
Lights are on and pretty much into full effect, darkening sky overhead on this humid Friday evening. Schaumburg leading Evansville 3-2. Lefty Dawson, Holdgrafer at the belts, delivers. Chopped right side over the first baseman, Quiggle to glove it, throws back to Holdgrafer, who steps on the bag for the second out. More good defense by Tim Holdgrafer. Decisive decision quickly off the mound, and Quiggle a good play at first base. 2 quick outs here in the 5th for Holdgrafer, looking for his first in-order inning of the day. Neither team's gone down in order yet so far today. Coco Figueredo, the second baseman, another lefty, will dig in for the Boomers. Quiggle making his 7th start of the season at first base. First pitch to the lefty Figueredo. Beautiful cutter in for a strike. Otters have Josh Brodin out in center field for the 3rd time today. Brodin started when he was acquired by the Otters, mostly playing on the infield. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Figueredo tied up on a breaking ball. But Brodin, especially with his arm and athleticism, I think has shown he's a little bit more suited to play the outfield and really matches his strengths well. Let's move Quiggle a little bit more to first base. 0-2 inside, and I thought it hopped in front of Figueredo before it hit him, but apparently it hit his leg and then hopped back on the turf. Just a pitch right at the ankles. It's Figueredo, and the Boomers have a runner aboard here with 2 outs. Free pass to the second baseman brings up Gage Howard. 4 straight lefties to start in this lineup for Schaumburg. 2 outs, runner at first in the top of the 5th. 3-2 lead for the Boomers over the Otters. Holdgrafer home. Chopped up the middle, backhanded by Bosse, still set on the second base bag to retire the side. Quick 5th for Holdgrafer. He's in a groove. 5 strong innings complete on 71 pitches. We move to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. Boomers lead the Otters on the Evansville Otters Digital Network.
Welcome to E-Night at the Otters. A night, little E.
Bottom of the 5th inning from Evansville. Boomers 3, Otters 2 in the series opener. Big series on this weekend here in Evansville. It's the final weekend before school starts here in Evansville, so one last weekend of summer for the kids to enjoy here at the ball game. Noah Myers, top of the order, leading things off in the bottom of the 5th for the Otters. Evansville's put together 6 hits today, double the amount they put together in all of yesterday. Just 3 hits and a loss to Florence. First pitch home to Myers, misses outside for a ball from Yoshikawa. Third time through the lineup here for Yoshikawa. He comes home. Outside 2-0. Otters hit him for 5 hits and 3 runs the first time through. Yoshikawa allowed 2 walks and a base hit, but scoreless the second time through the order. 2-0. Popped up down the left field line. Third baseman Dawson looking up, and it bounces out of play. Byers has already reached twice today. A walk to lead off the first, or a base hit, I should say, to lead off the first and came around to score. And a walk in the third. Two-one. Driven into right field. Barry coming in now and makes the jogging catch. One away. Evansville Otter fans, 2023 brings new opportunities to catch all the latest Frontier League action. Be sure to check out the Frontier League and your Evansville Otters on Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. Never miss a game and follow along all the way to the championship. Just visit EvansvilleOtters.com for links to watch and subscribe today for all Frontier League and Flow Sports content. Going to Quiggle, lefty batter, takes a first pitch ball from Yoshikawa. One out, nobody on in the bottom of the fifth. Otters trail 3-2. 1-0 is slice foul. 1-1. A lot of festivities. This part is E is for everyone night. Otters in custom jerseys with lots of E's on the front. For the city of Evansville. 1-1. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. You always know it's a big day when the mayor's at the ball game. Mayor Winnicky threw out the first pitch before the game. It was a little bit high. He pitched on the mound, though, which always mad respect to someone that throws a first pitch on the mound. 2-1 outside, 3-1. Sailed it a little bit high, but hey, you'd rather have the mayor put a little bit too much on it than short hop it to the plate. 3-1 to Quiggle. Popped up. Looking up the catcher, Oliawa. He doesn't know where the ball is, and it's off the roof is where it is. Third baseman Dawson didn't either. He just ran towards the roof and put his glove up. Everyone for Schaumburg just smiling. Oliawa looked up. This is always a tough time right now. Dusk with the lights bouncing off the roof of Bosse Field. Boomers had no idea where the baseball was. So full count now to Quiggle. What I was most impressed, though, with Mayor Winnicky, he threw out the first pitch in sandals, no socks, just in some sandals out on the mound for the mayor of Evansville. Payoff home, popped up again behind home plate, and Oliwana puts up his hands again and says, I don't know where it is, but it must be out of play, and indeed it is.
Stand by in between innings. We have a couple specials going on at the Otters team store.
Another payoff home. Fouled off the end of the bat, and Quiggle stays alive. Yoshikawa's pitch count raising, but he is a guy that's gone over 100 pitches already numerous times this season. And deep Schaumburg bullpen as well. There's really no weaknesses that you can point at for the Boomers this year. They don't have a lot of power, something I don't rank high in, but their offense has been great anyways. Payoff again is popped up into right field. Blake Berry, a couple steps towards the line, makes the catch down to a knee. 2 outs. It was a late read for Berry. And he's smiling and shaking his head at Milazzo, the center fielder. And we didn't pick it up again. It's a tough spot at night to catch foul balls. 2 up, 2 down, though, for Yoshikawa in the bottom of the 5th. Baez to the plate, 1 for 2 today. RBI base hit back in the 1st for Jeffrey. Pitch home. Baez takes inside 1-0. The Boom Squad drumline was back today as well. It's another excellent performance before the game. No one was flipped upside down to play the drums, as one of the guys in the drumline was yesterday. But another great performance. Back-to-back nights of the Boom Squad at Bosse. Baez swings and misses 1-1. Custom jerseys. All the tickets today for GA free of charge for the town. The city of Evansville taking care of its citizens. The 1-1 lying down the line and foul. There's also some merch out, which not by the city of Evansville, but the Tourism Bureau of the city. some custom Evansville merch you can get on the E is for Everyone website. And there's some good stuff. 1 and 2. Fouled straight back. Baez stays alive. They've got bright orange swim trunks with similar, all the E's that are on the Otters jersey tonight are covered on swim trunks. So if you always wanted Evansville orange swim trunks, now's your chance. Pitch home. Low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's another really good logo, which certainly could be used in an Otters jersey as well. An E built into a corn. Cob of corn. Two and two. Lined at a left center field, down for a hit. Baez a big turnaround first. He will put on the brakes as it's relayed in. A 2-out hit for Baez to keep the 5th inning going. No in-order inning for Yoshikawa in the 5th. Second hit of the day for Baez. Just 2 hits in all of the first series of the week. Has 2 hits here in the opener against the Boomers. Brings up Dakota Phillips, 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th as the Otters trail 3-2. Yoshikawa home. Strike on the outer third, 0-1. So some great merch at the E's for Everyone online store. Some cool logos. They got hats, shirts, and swim trunks. But if you want one of the Otters jerseys that they're wearing tonight, you can hurry over and still get to the ballpark. We got a jersey auction ongoing. Phillips fouls one off. Back into the Otters dugout, 0-2. Game-worn journeys. Game-worn jerseys. Auctioned off to the fans. Pretty cool aspect of summer ball, summer collegiate ball, indie ball. Minor league baseball does that. Can you imagine if, say, a game-worn jersey of Shohei Ohtani was auctioned off, what it would go for? 0-2. Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, some of these can be valuable. You imagine if you have a Randy Wynn Otters jersey from a few years ago and pitched this year for the Cincinnati Reds, a Great American Ballpark. It's probably worth a fair amount of money now. Randy Wynn, a big leaguer. 1-2. Driven down the left field line. Tracking near the line is Howard, out of play. Bounced along the concourse and back into the Boomers bullpen where they do have a righty starting to throw. Yoshikawa at 90 pitches now. Another good battle here by Otters batters. One, two. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baez at first, 2 outs on the bottom of the 5th. Evansville trails 3-2. A run apiece in the first and the second for the Otters. They have 7 hits though today, more than they had in any of the games against Florence to start the week. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Inning ending strikeout for Yoshikawa, his 4th of the evening. Strands 1 in the 5th after 5 innings. Schaumburg 3, Evansville 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
It's now time for Jersey Mike's Build Us Up. We have Rainer at third base and Riley here at first. We've got our 2 master chefs. All they gotta do is spin onto that 10 times, and then once they're all dizzy, we gotta start building our Jersey Mike subs. And once they've got those sandwiches complete, they hand it off to our honor bell. The first one to do that is our winner, Rainer. Riley, on your mark, get set, go. Spin, spin, spin. Rainer's getting his ingredients dirty. Just brush that off, that's okay. 10-second rule.
action off after the game. Bidding for the auction concludes directly after the last out of the seventh inning. Head to the main tunnel to place your bid. Say hello in left field to Mills Body Shop. Mills Body Shop here at Bosse Field. Zion Church. Zion Church. They're in sections 1, 2, and 3. We talked to them earlier on Otters TV. They were good sports. They got free Otters tickets. Great to have Zion Church here. Wabash Valley College. They're in section 4. Metronet in section 16, 17, 18, 19. Right field.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Working Distributors Evansville. Top 6 from Bosse Field. Tight ball game. Schaumburg 3, Evansville 2. Tim Holdgrafer. A shaky start to the game. Looked like it could be another long evening for the pitching staff. Not the case. The Otters ace has looked like himself over the last 3 innings of work. Allowed just 2 hits over 3 innings to this excellent Schaumburg offense. And it has ended up as a pitcher's duel as we start the 6th inning. 72 pitches for Holdgrafer as he starts the 6th. Faces the lefty Blake Berry to lead off the top of the 6th inning. Holdgrafer winds and throws. Just misses outside, 1-0 to Berry. This has been a veteran start by Holdgrafer in a lot of ways. 1-0 home. On the outside corner is strike 1-1. A younger starter in front of a big crowd on a Friday night in a big series might get rattled after getting beat up a little bit in the first 2 innings. Allowing 6 hits in the first 2. 1-1. Sails high. 2 balls and 1 strike. But Holdgrafer, who just turned 27 years old on Monday, not phased, and he's settled in and quieted a red-hot Schaumburg offense. 2-1 inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Berry. Third year in Evansville for Holdgrafer. More than used to a lot of big-time starts here at Bosse. 3-1. Popped up out of play. Started his professional career here with the Otters. 17 starts in 2021. 4 starts last year before being signed by the Kansas City Royals. And later played in the Tigers affiliation. Now in his 14th start of the season this year with Evansville. Payoff home. Inside for ball 4. A walk to Berry. Just the 2nd walk today for Holdgrafer. His 5-start walkless streak ended back in the 4th inning. And now a leadoff walk here to Berry in the 6th. 1 aboard. And brings up the DH, Zach Huffins. Huffins is 2 for 2 today. 2 base hits. Pitch home. A cutter on the outside corner. A strike to Zach Huffins, making his 23rd start of the season. 286 batting average. And at Fort Worth, Texas, who last year played the low A affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles. 0-1. Fouled straight back, 0-2. Florida has some of the best mascot names for minor league teams. They have the Mighty Muscles in Florida. They have the Blue Wahoos in Pensacola on the Panhandle. They have the Jumbo Shrimp in Jacksonville. Those are some of my favorite, at least, in Florida. The Trash Pandas are not too far away from Florida. In Alabama. 0-2 to Huffins. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Say, if I was the broadcaster for the Trash Pandas, it would definitely take me a little bit to get adjusted that I really am the voice of the Trash Pandas, which sounds a little crazy, but eventually you get used to it. Rocket City Trash Pandas in Madison, Alabama, outside of Montgomery. AA affiliate of the Angels. They have a great logo, too. 1-2 to Huffins. Poked at, popped up into right. A few steps in for Baez to make the catch, one away.
First baseman, Tim.
Brings up Will Prater, the first baseman, with one out and Barry at first. The logo for the Trash Panda's got a panda inside a trash can, and it's got the kind of rocket affixed to the trash can. So it's part trash can, part rocket with the wings on the end and a little code pad to set off the rocket. They've combined a panda, a rocket, and a trash bin. I mean, just incredible work by the graphic design team as Prater fouls one off. A 1, swing and a miss, 0-2. And it's not really a panda, but it's a raccoon that is in their mascot. They call in the Hinesville, Alabama area where the Trash Pandas play. The raccoons are called Trash Pandas as slang for their similarity to looking like a panda, and that raccoons are always in the trash. 0-2 to Prater, high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Huntsville, which has a big space industry in Huntsville area. Rocket City. You can't beat that. That's the coolest name in all of baseball, the Rocket City Trash Pandas. 1-2, popped up, foul and out of play. If you've got any other cool minor league or professional, any other baseball names you like, feel free to drop them in the Otters Digital Network chat. Take a look. Now, Kevin Davis played for the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp in Summer Bowl. That's a great name nearby here in the Midwest. 1-2 to Prater. Inside corner, strike 3 call. 2 away. Prater has had some frustrating calls not go his way this evening. He's muttering to himself as he wanders back to the Schaumburg dugout. That is the first strikeout of the day for Griffin. Remarkably, he's been so strong without a strikeout. But Griffin, unlike many modern pitchers with a lot of power and strikeouts and walks, he is all about contact and just getting into a groove. Brett Milazzo stands in and he's hit on the foot. Another pitch down in the dirt at the feet of a Schaumburg batter, and the second hit batter today by Holdgrafer. Milazzo in some pain, he just keeps on running down to first base. So it puts 2 on for Schaumburg here in the 6th. Barry at second, Milazzo at first, and Sonny Oleanu coming to the plate, and Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, walking to the mound to chat with Holdgrafer. 88 pitches now for the Otters ace. Evansville's bullpen is still quiet. Holdgrafer's gone over 100 pitches just twice this season. Number 9 batter Oleanu coming to the plate, 1 for 2 with Barry at second, Milazzo at first, and 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Schaumburg leading Evansville 3-2. Crowd of 2,034 fans this evening on He Is Forever One Night at the ballpark.
The catcher, 36, Sonny
Oleanu, righty batter, digs in to face Holdgrafer with the meeting done. Otters, a couple guys stretching, but no one really doing any real warming up yet in Evansville's bullpen. Pitch in from Holdgrafer. Popped up behind dome plate, out of play.
A red foul ball brought to you by Ed's Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
3 runs on 8 hits, no errors for Schaumburg. 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Evansville. Not had a run scored since the 2nd inning. All 5 runs in the first 2 innings. 0-1. Popped up into right center field. Braun doesn't see it for a second. Baez coming in. Now Braun will call him off and make the catch to retire the side. Oldgrafer escapes a mini jam in the 6th. He has worked 6 excellent innings, allowing just 3 earned runs. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2 Boomers over the Otters on the Evansville Otters Digital Network.
We need everybody to get up and dance. It's Tea is for everyone night. And also because Drake's is your go-to for 24 beers on tap. Big burgers and the freshest sushi in all of Evansville. Visit Drake's at 1222 Urson Road or drakescomplay.com. Now let's dance, and we have dancers right in front of the press box. Let Bosse Field be the venue for one of your next celebrations with one of our grandson picnics. If you and your guests will receive an exclusive Otters special edition hat. If you'd like to be a part of an upcoming Evansville Otters home game, it's simple. Go to EvansvilleOtters.com or call the front office 812-435-8686.
Christian Lopez into the ballgame for the Boomers in the bottom of the 6th inning. First call for the bullpen today for either side. The Otters trailing Schaumburg 3-2. Lopez 26th appearance of the season. 4.01 ERA in 42 2/3 innings pitched. 5 wins to just 1 loss. Has a save as well. 39 strikeouts for Lopez in 17 walks over his 42 2/3 innings pitched. First pitch to the righty Omar Reyes, missing outside for a ball. Reyes 0 for 2 today. Lopez on the right side of the rubber, high set, delivers high, 2-0. Lopez has some of the brighter shoes I've seen this season. Sparkling orange neon boots. Black glove, and he's also got a great mustache as well. Big kick and a throw, swing and a miss, 2-1 to Reyes. Yoshikawa's day ends after just 5 innings. Otters would have liked more runs, just 2 runs against Yoshikawa, but have to be happy with the efforts. They caused a lot of difficulty to the excellent Japanese pitcher. Throw home, Reyes pops it up. Catcher looking up, first baseman coming in, Prater, and he makes the running catch. Only Anu struggled to read the balls behind home plate all day, and his friend Prater racing in to make the catch instead. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
Shortstop number 1, Ethan Skinder.
1 out, and it brings up Ethan Skinder. 3-2, Schaumburg leads. It's funny how a game can start and feel like you're going to see a ton of offense. 5 runs in the first 2 innings, and since it's been runners on in every half inning for both sides, but not a lot of hard hit balls and no serious threat. As Ethan Skinder takes the first pitch high for a ball. Skinder 1 for 2 today, based it back in the 2nd. Home. The inside corner is strike 1-1. Now Skinder looking pretty comfortable at shortstop. Now a 7th start at shortstop this season, but he's made 3 starts at shortstop in a row, with Austin Boast moving in at second base and George Khalil on the bench for the last few games. 1-1. Lined right at the shortstop, Craig, who makes the catch, 2 away. Pretty softly hit ball. All Craig had to do was reach out the glove. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Good start to Lopez. 2 away, and it brings up Josh Broughton, who's had a great day. 2 for 2, 2 base hits for Broughton. Lopez delivers. Broughton takes outside, 1-0. Broughton trying to match here. Lopez got the bright neon orange shoes, and Broughton trying to match with some bright yellow gloves. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Broughton's first 2-hit day of his career with the Otters, making his 13th start of the season. Hitting just 178 entering today with 8 hits. But now 3 hits in his last 2, and it's really fitted nicely in the outfield the last few games. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now it's interesting, we've seen how good Broughton's arm is, and a lot of it has to be pointed back that he was a two-way player for most of his baseball career. He actually was signed by the Royals as a pitcher back in 2019. 2-1, lined into left field, a foul ball. Over the glove of the third baseman, Dawson, and just barely to the left of the third base foul line. I'll tell you, I'm thinking third had a great view of it and made the call. Broughton narrowly missing his 3rd hit of the day. 2-2 count now. Broughton resetting into the batter's box. He was halfway to second base when that ball was finally called foul. Cayuse was a great pitcher, and Broughton now a full-time hitter. 2-2 at the knees, strike 3 call. Beautiful changeup freezing Broughton, and a 1-2-3 inning for Lopez in the bottom of the 6th inning. Go to the 7th, another good ball game from Bosse Field. Schaumburg 3, Evansville 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Who wants a t-shirt on ES for everyone, guys? You have to go out of your seats, stand up, make some noise, let me hear ya. If you want a t-shirt from us and the rest of the AudioCast staff, I can hear you, Otter fans, make some noise. Let me hear ya. The Otters wearing jerseys you can bet on right now. Bidding for the auction concludes at the end of this inning, the 7th. Head down to the main tunnel if you want to place your bid. Skip the line and bank for the comfort of your own home with self-service options from Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our ES for Everyone coloring contest winners. If I say your name, head to the main tunnel right by the Otters front office and claim your prize from ES for Everyone. Our winners include Emily Schmidt. Emily Schmidt winning ages 11 to 13. Congrats, Emily. Go to the main tunnel by the Otters front office entrance to claim your prize. Myla Sisk. Myla Sisk, you're going home with a prize for your coloring job. Looks like Evan is a winner as well. Ages 4 through 7. Evan, congratulations.
To the 7th inning from Bosse Field, a 4th straight night with a game coming down to the last few innings. Schaumburg leading Evansville 3-2. We've played 4 straight scoreless innings. All 5 runs scored in the first 2, and it's now a bullpen game. Leone De La Cruz coming in for the Otters here in the 7th inning. De La Cruz making his 29th appearance of the season, 2.45 ERA for the Southpaws. Allowed just 8 earned runs on the season, 46 strikeouts to 13 walks. He's got an outstanding ratio of 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. Lefty Alex Craig, top of the lineup for Schaumburg. Craig takes a first pitch high for a ball from De La Cruz. Tim Holt-Grafer's day ends with a quality start. 6 excellent innings, allowing 3 earned. 1-0 on the outside corner, a strike. 1-1 to Craig. Fastball, slider, and occasionally a changeup for the Frontier League All-Star De La Cruz. All-Star reliever. Tim Oldgrafer was the other Otters All-Star pitcher, 1-1. On the outside corner is strike 1 and 2. So Evansville in this big goal game go with the All-Star starter and now their All-Star reliever out of the bullpen. De La Cruz pitched on Tuesday against Florence this week. Walked 2 batters, but got out of the inning without any hits or runs coming across. One, two. Just misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Craig. Final line for Tim Oldgrafer. 6 innings pitched, allowing 8 hits, 3 earned, 2 walks, just 1 strikeout, but was able to get outs other ways. Needed 90 pitches for a quality outing. 2-2, popped up, fouled away. Oldgrafer's 10th quality outing of the season in 14 starts. 10 of his 14 starts, quality outings. That's just a remarkable run for the All-Star pitcher. 2-2. Popped up down the left field line. Reyes racing back, looking up at the warning track. Can't make the catch as the ball bounces right in front of the chairs in the Schaumburg bullpen. That was going to be quite a play if Reyes could come down with the baseball. Fight the lights off the roof and in a bullpen with chairs and bodies places. Craig stays alive. De La Cruz delivers just outside and a full count. Payoff pitch coming to Craig. Wide throw, swing and a miss, 1 away. If you have a group of friends or coworkers who wish to come to historic Bosse Field and enjoy an Otters home game, contact the Otters front office to reserve a party deck on the Corona Extra Patio Deck. The Corona Extra Patio Deck is one of the best places to watch the game with an all-you-can-eat menu and unlimited bottled water and soft drinks. Call 812-435-8686 for more information on how you can book your next celebration. 1 away, and it brings up Chase Dawson, the lefty batter. De La Cruz home, misses high 1-0. Now, Oldgrafer might have been able to go longer, but when you have a lefty in the pen and you know you're going to face 3 straight lefties here in the 7th, makes sense to bring in your lefty all-star. 1-0. Beautiful front door slider on the inner third for a strike. 1-1. Schaumburg holding on to a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-1. Dawson shows bunt, pulls it back, and it bounces off the leg of the catcher, Phillips. Evansville has played a lot of close games this week. Every game has been tight. Otters won a tight one on Tuesday over Florence, 6-5, but then losing 5-2 Wednesday and 4-3 yesterday as the 9th inning comeback fell short. Otters have not fared well in close games this season. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Evansville's lost 16 of their last 19 games that have been decided by 2 runs or less. And overall on the season, the Otters are just 7-18 in 2-run or closer games. 3-1, outside for ball 4. Dawson aboard with a walk. 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Second baseman 3, Coco Figurino.
Brings up Figurino, the second baseman. Switch hitter here, so he'll move over from the lefty side where he was his first 3 at-bats to the righty side. Figurino had a double in the first and came around to score. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th. De La Cruz looks back at first, comes home. Inside corner, a strike. Figurino was pulling back his hands, but it caught the inner third. A 1 count. Still a tired Otters bullpen. And a lot of the pitchers this week, and often asked to go 1 inning, have been had to go 2 innings instead. Just had depleted and shorthanded. The Otters bullpen has been, just because of the pure amount of work. Pitch misses outside. Phillips softly tosses down to first just to keep Dawson honest. 1-1 count to Figurino. One. Popped up in shallow center. Bosse going back in Brun, and Brun will call him off and make the catch head high a few steps out in center field. Bosse looked a little uncomfortable going back there. Brun had a long run in. Makes the catch, 2 away. And you wouldn't expect it in August that a bunch of guys are in new positions or new with the Otters, but that's the case here for almost all of these Otters fielders. Except for Reyes at third, Myers and Baez, the 2 corner outfielders. Everyone else for Evansville playing in positions that they have not played in for the most part this season in a key Friday night game. Gage Howard, lefty batter, shows bunt, pulls it back. Taken outside, 1-0. Dawson at first with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. De La Cruz trying to keep it a 1-run game to the bottom of the 7th inning. Otters looking to rally on a Friday night and snap their 2-game losing streak. De La Cruz steps off, throws back to first, bounces it in front of Quiggle, and it rolls all the way back to the backstop down the first base line. Quiggle will throw to third as Dawson stays at second. Wild pickoff throw from De La Cruz, and it puts Dawson in scoring position, who has some of the best speed in the Frontier League. One out to Howard. Beautiful slider on the inside corner, 1-1. That is just almost impossible to hit. Front door slider by De La Cruz. It's amazing Leone gets a strikeout here at the last 2 outings. Didn't have a strikeout in him. It's typically a strikeout machine. 1-1. Poked, foul down the left field line. 1-2 to Howard. Leone, in his first year with the Otters, he had 1 quick appearance with Gastonia in April before being traded to the Otters. And the trade has certainly worked out well for Evansville. He's become an all-star. 1-2 home. Fouled away, straight back. $15 combined hits between the 2 sides, but just 5 total runs. Low-scoring Friday night ball game. Otters, while struggled of late, they've done well in series openers. They won 4 of their last 5 series openers. 1-2. Fouled straight back again. Howard just getting a piece of it. Post-game fireworks here as well, and he is for everyone night. Big festive celebration here at Bosse Field. It's a big week of promotions. Tomorrow's a big night. It's Star Wars night at the ballpark. Bring your lightsabers. One, two. Fouled away again. Look out in the seats down the left field line. Everyone's okay. Long at bat here between De La Cruz and Howard. Sunday finale will be the first earlier afternoon game here at Bosse Field since May. 12:35 first pitch. And I personally am a big fan of Sunday afternoon games. Really looking forward to hopefully some sunshine and an early start for the series finale on Sunday. And I know Schaumburg's not complaining. They'll get back home at a much earlier hours. Howard calls time to step out. It's been a long week, too, for the Boomers. They did not have the typical Monday day off. They played a 1 game off with Gateway and lost at their place, and then the 3 games with Washington. Quirk of the schedule. So 1-2, chopped right side over his Quiggle to glove it. Underhand toss to De La Cruz, who tries to tag out Dawson, but can't reach him, and Dawson will score from second, and the Boomers out a run. Howard safe at first. He runs out an infield base hit. And Andy McCauley out to discuss with James Purnell at first base. Quiggle had to come pretty far off his line at first to glove it, and De La Cruz trying to cover. Wasn't going to reach the bag, but kind of looked like he got the tag on the back of Howard. Just a matter of Howard reached the bag or not first. Now James Purnell is going to meet with the other 2 umpires. The angle that Purnell might have been at, he might have not been able to see the tag very well because Howard was kind of blocking his view coming in. He's able to see the foot on the bag, but the tag is another story. Might be what they're discussing, and they are going to rule him safe. So the call on the field stays the same. An RBI infield hit for Howard scores Dawson, and the Boomers add a run here in the 7th to make it 4-2. So first run in this game since the 2nd inning goes to Schaumburg and doubles up their lead. Stands in Blake Berry, pitch home, misses low, 1-0. Credit to Howard. He found pitch after pitch after pitch with 2 strikes before finally just getting a ball in play and finding a way to get on and score a run. Huge in a tight ball game. (1-0). Driven down the right field line and hooking foul off the party tip down the right field line, and a flock of children racing after it with their gloves. 1-1 count to Berry with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Otters went down in order in the 6th against the righty Christian Lopez. Schaumburg has another righty warming in their bullpen. 1-1. Slider inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Berry. De La Cruz just above the belt comes home. Oh, look out. Berry has to step out of the way up near the head. 3-1. It's an Otters bullpen that's had such a great year, but the last month has not been kind to the Otters bullpen. They've had a better ERA than the starters almost all season, but it's gotten to a point where it's pretty even now. The Otters bullpen at 3.74 ERA. 3-1 popped up high in the air down the right field line. Baez racing over at the foul line. Will watch it bounce off the fence above his head and foul. Bouncing just over the Sammy's corner side down the right field line. A full count now to Berry. Otters bullpen 3.74 ERA. The starters at 3.80. Otters bullpen at an ERA at 3.2 not too long ago, but just have not been as consistent. Otters bullpen over the last month. Payoff home. Swing and a miss. Big fastball by De La Cruz strikes out Berry and retires the side in the 7th. An infield base hit for Howard, adding a run for Schaumburg in the 7th. Time to stretch at Bosse Field, 4-2. Boomers lead on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
You know what time it is. Time to stand up, stretch, and sing. Take me out to the ball game. Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back, and we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Nicely done. Let's get some runs.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Bud Light. Bottom of the 7th inning from Bosse Field. The Otters trailing the Boomers 4-2 on a Friday night. New pitcher in for Schaumburg here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Righty Dylan Stutzman, a Southern Indiana native from Bloomington, in here to try to hold the lead at 2 for Schaumburg. He will face 8-9-1 in Evansville's lineup. Bosse, Rosario, and then the top of the order, and Myers. Stutzman's 26th appearance of the season, 25 innings pitched, 4.32 ERA, 30 strikeouts in those 25 innings with just 16 walks. Been a strong season for the most part for Stutzman. Hasn't allowed a run since July 21st. First pitch home to Bosse, swing and a miss, 0-1. Pitched against the Otters here at Bosse Field. Inning scoreless. Only about an hour and a half away from his hometown of Bloomington, north on I-69. Pitch misses outside, 1-1. Line to throw. Outside, 2-1. Stutzman went to UIndy, University of Indianapolis, D2 Greyhounds on the south side of Indianapolis, about 2.5 hours north here of Evansville. And now in his 3rd year with the Boomers. Bosse fouls one away. 2-2. Played with the Boomers in 2018 and 2019, and now returning here for another season. Set up near the face, goes down to the belt, winds home. Bosse fouls it away. Stay alive. 2 runs on 7 hits today for the Otters. A run apiece in the first and the second. Looked like a great start for the Otters offense, but ever since they grounded into a triple play in the 2nd inning, Evansville has just 2 hits. 2-2. Breaking ball just missed and a full count. Otters have put runners in scoring position in the 3rd and the 4th. But went down in order in the 6th. And again, falling into some quiet spells of offense that has plagued the Otters through much of this week. Throw home, lined into left field. Howard racing over and making a lunging catch as he spills onto the grass. Gage Howard showing off with the glove. Robs a hit from Bosse. Such a experienced and athletic outfield with Howard in left, Milazzo in center, Berry in right. Milazzo made a sliding catch earlier, and Howard might have one-upped him with that snare. One away in the 7th and brings up Brian Rosario's 0-for-2, shows bunt, pulls it back, but a strike anyways. Rosario was the one that grounded into what looked like a double play, but ended up being a triple play. Back in the second inning with the bases loaded and nobody out, the Otters only scored one, and they haven't scored since as Rosario takes outside 1-1. A 6-3 start to the triple play, and then the ball was thrown home to try to catch Josh Braun, and he was caught in a pickle and eventually tagged out by the third baseman Howard. Rosario fouls one back, 1-2. Rosario will call time. Stutzman will walk back behind the mound and grab the rosin bag and reset. 5 straight Otters retired. Evansville trying to rally in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 4-2 and trying to avoid just their second 3-game losing streak of the season. 1-2. Grounded right side over the first baseman, Prater to glove it. He'll toss to Stutzman, who steps on the bag at a Rosario 2 away in the 7th. It's not easy for the pitcher right away. A ball hit to the right side of the first baseman. You got to get off the bag right away to make the play, and just a habit a lot of pitchers don't have. And it's been an issue at times this year for Otters, first baseman and pitcher communication. And whether it's a late break by the pitcher, a misplay by the first baseman, or just communication. Those are some of the more tricky plays on the infield. Back to the top of the order, Noah Myers. Lefty took a first pitch outside. 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Under the lights on a Friday night. Part of a 6-game homestand here at Bosse Field. 2-0. High, 3 balls and no strikes. Myers 1 for 2 today, walked back in the 3rd. Base hit to lead off the game in the 1st and scored. 3-0. At the knees, a strike, 3-1. Three-one pitch. High for ball 4. Walk to Myers. Second walk of the day for Myers. A 3rd walk in total for the Otters. Keeps the inning alive here in the 7th and brings up Kona Quiggle, who's hitless today. And it also brings out the Boomers pitching coach, Jake Joyce. Boomers bullpen is quiet. Joyce out to talk with Stutzman. 4-2 lead for Schaumburg in the bottom of the 7th. Boomers have won 4 straight series, 9 of their last 11. Schaumburg red hot, and Gateway is lost tonight. So the Boomers with a win can tie them atop the West standings. The Otters kind of on the other side. Skidding have lost 3 straight series. They hadn't lost back-to-back series all season until this stretch in the last 2 weeks, trying to break out of that with a series opening win over one of the best in the Frontier League. Kona Quiggle 0 for 3 today. Ground out, fly out, and strike out. Lefty digs in with Myers at first and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Evansville trailing 4-2. Spoosman home. Myers takes off, pitches high, throw down to second. Not in time. Myers nearly slid off the bag. Kept his left foot on. Craig is trying to kind of scoot him off the bag almost. Apply the tag, but Myers had such a big slide. He slid over almost over the whole bag, but was able to keep his left foot on the second base bag. And McCauley and the Otters athletic training staff are both out on the grass making sure Myers is okay. Looking down at his hands. And now Dr. Mandy and her assistant Noah get over the first baseline and are called back by Myers, saying, "I'm fine. You can go back to the dugout." So Myers, his second stolen base of the day. Had one back in the first. Now 25 stolen bases on the season for Myers. He's in scoring position. The 1-0 to Quiggle. Chopped foul, 1-1. Otters comebacks the last 2 nights have both fallen short. They get a win tonight from behind. The 1-1 fouled away. 1-2. Otters have never lost 3 in a row at home this season. Just the second time all year they've dropped 2 in a row, losing the last 2 to Florence. The first time was when they lost the first 2 games of their series to the Boomers. 1-2 home. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Swing and a miss. Big fastball by Stutzman strikes out Quiggle. And the Otters leave one stranded in scoring position in the 7th. Move on to the 8th inning. 4-2. Schaumburg over Evansville on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
We have Isaac in red, Scott in blue. You must knock your opponent down to the ground. Best 2 out of 3 rounds will be our winner. Isaac, Scott, on your mark, get set, sumo! Very tough battle. Who will it be? Blue or red for the first round? Looking pretty even right now. Gloves are off. Those hands. Somebody tackle somebody.
This is going to be our only round, Clay, and we are running out of time. 10 seconds.
5 seconds, guys. Alrighty. I think we have an even match here. Give it up for Isaac and Scott for trying really hard. That was brought to you by Velvet Ice Cream. You can get your Velvet Ice Cream behind third base concessions.
You heard? He is for everyone merchandise is now for sale online. We're talking tanks, tees, totes, fanny packs.
Welcome back to Bosse Field, top of the 8th inning. Schaumburg leads Evansville 4-2. Time to take a look at the upcoming schedules. Otters and Boomers will play 2 more games of this series. 6:35 pitch again tomorrow, and then a 12:35 pitch Sunday afternoon. Otters will be at Windy City to start next week, and the Boomers will be back home. A Chicago rivalry. They'll take on Joliet next week. That's your upcoming schedules. Tonight, Otters trying to come from behind. Zach Huffins leads off the top of the 8th, pops up a first pitch in front of the Otters dugout. Dakota Phillips makes the catch. Bobbled it for a second, but able to keep it in the glove. Coda Quiggle was bending down almost to potentially catch a rebound off Phillips. 1 pitch, 1 out for Leone De La Cruz here in the 8th. De La Cruz walk 1, and then an infield base hit to Gage Howard. Scored Dawson from second base. Extend the lead to 4-2 for Schaumburg. De La Cruz trying to get 2 innings of work in for this tired Otters bullpen. 1 away, Will Prater, the first baseman, lefty, digs in. De La Cruz home. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, going 1. 4-2, Schaumburg leads in the top of the 8th. 1 out and nobody on. Cruz delivers. Beautiful front door slider, and for a strike, going 2. Time for a out-of-town scoreboard check brought to you by WJPS 107.1. Just like the last 3 nights this week, every other game in the Frontier League is final, and the Otters playing the last game of the night. 0-2, popped up out of play. Washington shuts out Gateway tonight, 3-1. The Wild Things take down the Grizzlies. For the Otters, it's questionable at this point who they'd even want to root for in that series, but Schaumburg is happy with Gateway losing. A Boomers win, and they move into a tie for first place. 0-2 home. Fouled away. Slammers take down the Crushers 5-1. The misery continues for Lake Erie. It's been over a week since they've won a game. It was against the Otters a couple Wednesdays ago now. Lake Erie has lost 8 in a row. 0-2 fouled off the end of the bat. Lake Erie lost in humiliating fashion too last night. They blew a 3-run lead, grand slam in the bottom of the 8th inning for Windy City to complete the sweep of Lake Erie. Last score in the West, Florence makes it 3 wins in a row. They take down Windy City 9-1 outside of Cincinnati this evening. 0-2 outside, 1-2. On the other side in the East, Sussex County goes north of the border, takes down Quebec 6-3. Tri-City saw their 9-game win streak end last night to Empire State. They fall again tonight. The big series against New Jersey, 5-1 at Hinchliffe Stadium. 1-2 outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Prater. Trois-Rivières has had a much better second half to the season. They're not going to make the playoffs, but get a win this evening on the road at New York. Tough place to play. The Otters were just there last weekend. The Eagles beat the Boulders 7-4. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Prater strikes out on a slider up and away. 2 outs. The last score tonight in the Frontier League, Ottawa walks off Empire State. 2-1 win for the Titans in 10 innings north of the border. That out-of-town scoreboard check brought to you by WJPS 107.1. You can tune in every Monday through Friday morning for the Otters Daily Update with Zane Klonfelter. 2 outs, nobody on for Brett Milazzo, the lefty batter. Otters trail 4-2 in the top of the 8th. Cruz home, strike on the outside corner. Otters have played 3 straight 3-hour-plus games for the first time all year. We're on pace to finish before 3 hours, but by just me saying that probably means we'll go over 3 hours. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Otters will have 3, 4, and 5 part of the lineup coming up in the bottom of the 8th. Boomers have another righty warming in the pen. Got an inning apiece so far with Lopez and Stutzman after 5 innings pitched by Yoshikawa tonight. 0-2 to Milazzo. Swing and a miss. Beautiful slider by De La Cruz for a 1-2-3 8th inning for Leone. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings pitched for the All-Star lefty. Move on to the bottom of the 8th. Can the Otters mount a comeback to end their 2-game losing streak? They trail 4-2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
With F.J. Wright, Benjamin Bosse, and William Henry Harrison. They each represent a row here in Bosse Field, and we've had our Automounts pick those rows, and if your legend wins the race, you're getting the prize. Legends, on your mark, get set, go! And they are off. F.J. Wright was out in front. Benjamin Bosse now in the lead. Harrison hurrying up to second. Bosse with a clear lead. Wright's in second. Bosse with a huge lead. Bosse is your winner. Benjamin Bosse was your row. You are a winner as well. Back to you, Zane.
Thank you so much, Clay. Don't forget, fireworks after the game. We're back tomorrow, a Star Wars night. Tickets, EvansvilleOtters.com. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Bottom of the 8th inning from Bosse Field. The Boomers using another arm out of the bullpen. Their 3rd here in the bottom of the 8th, holding on to a 4-2 lead. Christian Scott, ready from Pasadena, California, home of the Rose Bowl, and a returning Boomer on the mound for Schaumburg here in the 8th. Scott's 28th appearance of the season, 33 innings pitched. He's had an excellent season, 3.27 ERA. It was great last year for Schaumburg as well, an ERA under 2.5. Big righty on the rubber, pitched an inning scoreless in his last outing Tuesday against Washington. All calls to the bullpen this evening, brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Jeffrey Baez stands into the right-handed batter's box to lead off the 8th. First pitch home. Baez takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. By the way, the ASIP Legends of Evansville race last night looked like Benjamin Bosse might have ended his race drought going all the way back to May. 0-1 on the outside corner. Baez held up a ball, 1-1. Steven called it a win for Wrights on the field. I wasn't so sure, but hey, I got to trust the man that had a good look at the finish line. Check the tape, and indeed, Wrights did beat Bosse last night, 1-1. Breaking ball on the inner third for his strike 1-2. But tonight, what a performance by Benjamin Bosse. He wins it going away, and the drought is officially over for Bosse. It's his 5th win of the season and his first since May 21st. Finally earning a win tonight. 1-2, fouled straight back right off the mask of home plate umpire Robert Davis, which comes off. Appears to be all right. Pitch misses low, 2-2 to Baez. Bosse's win ends a 29 race drought. 29 straight losses. Benjamin Bosse had not won a race, and since F.J. Wrights had joined the race on May 30th, Bosse had not won. That had kind of been the curse. The 2-2 on the outside corner for his strike, and Baez is out on strikes. So Bosse with the big win tonight, and I bet Benjamin Bosse would like to see an Otters comeback, but Evansville's down to the last 5 outs. Dakota Phillips, 0 for 3 today, digs in. 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 8th. The Otters offense off to a great start. They had 6 hits in the first 2 innings and 2 runs, but they've gone quiet since. First pitch to the lefty, misses inside 1-0. Kevin Davis, big 6'9" righty for Evansville, warming in the Otters bullpen for the 9th inning. 1-0 pitch home, popped up by Phillips into left field. Coming in, Howard under the baseball, reaches up the glove, makes the catch, 2 outs. 2 quick outs worked here by Christian Scott in the 8th, and it brings up Yomar Reyes. What a moment Reyes had last night in the 9th inning, hitting a mammoth 3-run home run over the center field wall to breathe life into an Otters comeback, and the shutout potentially for Florence. Pitch home to Reyes, inside 1-0. Otters trailed 4-0 with 1 out and 2 on. Reyes ended 20, going 0 for 20 over 4 games with his 3-run home run, but it's 0 for 3 today. 1-0, popped up by Reyes into right field. Barry coming in under the baseball, makes the grab for the 3rd out. The Otters go down in order quickly in the 8th. 4-2, Schaumburg leads. We move to the 9th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Put your attention to our video board so we can see where Holy Moly ends up. There he is. Keep your eye on him. 1, 2, or 3. What are we feeling? Where's Holy Moly? Number 3. Great job. I heard a lot of 3s out there. Holy Moly Shuffle brought to you by Indiana 811, a free service that can't prevent costly damages to underground utilities. Know what's below. Call 811 or visit 811now.com at least 2 full working days before every digging project, no matter how large or small.
Thanks, Clay. We have the Otters come to bullpen. 66 Kevin Davis in the pitch. The battery Davis on the mound. Phillips behind the plate, powered by the answer on Fair East. 2319 Richard Brody. 12475 9000. Tell them same for the Otters sent you. WJPS scoreboard, Ottawa beat Empire State 2-1 in 10 innings. New Jersey beats Tri-City 5-1. Three Rivers beats New York 7-4. Lawrence
Top of the ninth inning from Bosse Field. Kevin Davis into the ballgame for the Otters, looking to keep the Boomers lead at just 2. Schaumburg leads Evansville 4-2 in this Friday night series opener. Davis will face the number 9 batter, Sonny Ulianu. Ready catcher. Takes a first pitch strike at the knees from the big 6'9" righty. Davis's 29th appearance of the season, 2.91 ERA, 53 strikeouts and 34 innings pitched. High set, 1. Outside, 1-1. Davis's 3rd outing of the season. Did not allow a run in a combined 2 1/3 innings pitched against Florence. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, no hits allowed. 1-1 home. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Boomers scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and then scratched across 1 more in the 7th. One-two home. Swing and a miss again. Fastball up and away with some gusto. 1 out in the top of the 9th. Otters got off to a promising start offensively. Noah Myers led off with a base hit. Baez batted him home. Otters had 3 straight hits to start the second. They loaded the bases with nobody out, but then a triple play turned by the Boomers, scored just 1 run for the Otters, and almost like it cursed the Otters offense. Since then, Evansville's offense has done next to nothing. First baseman Alan Craig, lefty, takes a pitch outside from Davis. Since that second inning, the Otters have just 5 base runners, only 1 inning where two runners reached, 2 hits and 3 walks. Tim Mulgrafer really settled down and earned a quality start after a slow start to the game, but may not be enough tonight for Evansville. The 1-0 inside, 2-0 to Crack. The Otters lose tonight, and Washington with a win. Washington just 5.5 back of Evansville for the last playoff spot. 2-0. Misses low 3-0. And the Wild Things play the Otters twice, starting next weekend here at Bosse, and then the very next weekend in Pennsylvania. (3-0). Low for ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Craig. He's aboard at first with 1 out. And it brings up Chase Dawson. 1 for 3 today, a walk for the All-Star third baseman. Davis comes home. Strike on the outside corner to Dawson. 9 hits for the Boomers, 7 for the Otters. 4 runs for Schaumburg, 2 runs for Evansville. Boomers won the first series between these two 2-3 at Bosse back in early June. A 1 sails high, 1-1. Just 3 series between these two this year. These teams played nearly even last year. Otters ended up winning the regular season series 5-3, but the Boomers, of course, got the last laugh with the wild card win in the playoffs. 1-1 outside, 2-1 to Dawson. Only played 8 games last year. The quirk in the schedules. The Otters played the Grizzlies last year 13 times. Final series between these two, the last series of the regular season on Labor Day weekend. Just 4 weekends away. The 2-1 sails high for a ball. Phillips throw down to second, not in time. Craig has a stolen base. Good jump for Craig, and Phillips bounced the throw to second. So Craig in scoring position. Chance for some more insurance runs for the Boomers, and Phillips out to have a quick word with Davis to mix up the sides. Now with a runner at second base. 3-1. Craig takes off, but it's fouled straight back. Craig was dancing over there, seeing if Davis would turn around and notice him. He didn't, and got a massive jump. But Dawson was swinging away. Payoff home. High for ball 4. Walk to Dawson. 2 on. With 1 out for Schaumburg in the 9th.
Second baseman, 3.
I can put the game away here and make it a drama-free bottom half of the inning. Otters in the bottom half of the 9th will have 6, 7, and 8 coming to the plate as Max Peterson walks out to the mound to chat with Davis. Sander Braun and Bost in the bottom of the 9th for the Otters. All 3 have hits today. Some good batters coming to the plate for the Otters in the bottom of the 9th, but really need to keep this a 2-run ball game to have a chance. Otters don't have a comeback in the 9th inning this season. Coco Figueredo, switch hitter batting lefty, second baseman, 1 for 3 today, double back in the first, and also hit by a pitch to face Kevin Davis. 2 on, 1 out for Schaumburg in the top of the 9th as the Boomers lead 4-2. Otters at risk of dropping 3 in a row at home for the first time all season. Out to the start to the month of August Evansville was looking for. Pitch home. Inside, 1-0 to Figueredo. One-0, lined into center field. Broughton under the baseball makes the catch. Makes a rocket of a throw down to third. Man, he has an unbelievable arm. And that was from pretty much normal center field positioning. And he threw the ball to third on the money to Reyes. He's just got a special arm. Really built for the outfield with the arm he has. Big second out, though, for Davis. 2 on now with 2 outs. Gage Howard comes to the plate. Davis trying to escape this 9th unscathed and give the Otters a chance in the bottom half of the 9th. Schaumburg has another righty warming in the pen, like they try to earn the save. 3 different pitchers have each worked 1 inning in relief this evening for the Boomers. Pitch home to the lefty. Howard grounded right side, backhanded by Bosse. Second baseman collects, throw to first, beats Howard and retires the side. Boomers strand 2 in the top of the 9th. Last call for the Otters in the bottom of the 9th inning. They trail 4-2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Fireworks coming up after the game tonight. Stay in your seat for a spectacular fireworks show courtesy of our friends at ES for Everyone. Schaumburg on the bullpen, 26, Jake Joyce. In to pitch the battery. Joyce is on the mound of the battery. The answer on the fair keys, 2019. 812-475-9000. Zelda, save for the Otters, suit you. Star Wars night tomorrow, a dog days of summer, the finales on Sunday at 12:35. Tickets EvansvilleOtters.com.
Bottom of the 9th inning from Bosse Field. The Otters trail the Boomers 4-2, and they will face the Boomers closer here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jake Joyce, 5 saves on the season, 28 appearances, a 2.89 ERA over 28 innings pitched. Has 31 strikeouts to 14 walks in his second year in Schaumburg. It's been back-to-back sub-3 ERA seasons for Joyce. He did in his last outing, which was all the way last Saturday. He allowed a run on 2 hits in an inning pitched against Florence. In here for the same situation in the bottom of the 9th inning, Ethan Skinder, the ready, leads off for Evansville. Pitch home from Joyce, a big looping breaking ball in for a strike. Skinder, Braun, and Bosse, 2 up for the Otters. All have hits today, 6, 7, and 8. Otters trail 4-2 in the bottom of the 9th, looking for their last 9th inning comeback of the year. 0-1 outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Skinder. Skinder 1 for 3 today. A base hit back in the second and scored on what would end up being the ending triple play for Schaumburg. Scored before Braun was tagged out to complete the triple play. That was the last run for the Otters all the way back in the second inning. 1-1. Inside corner, a strike, 1 and 2. Joyce, the all-time Boomer leader in strikeouts. 7th season with Schaumburg. Size the shoulders, the 1-2. Outside, 2 and 2. Outside of Jamie Bennett, the Boomers manager, and the voice of the Boomers, Tim Calderwood, there's not a few guys that have been with Schaumburg more seasons than Joyce. True veteran here for Schaumburg. Pitch home, popped up by Skinder. He pounds the bat down into the turf in frustration. Out the second baseman, Figueredo, to make the catch in shallow right. 1 away. Otters need to get a runner on here to bring the tying run to the plate. There is no momentum to this offense. Josh Braun, coming to the plate. Bosse on deck. Braun has a 2-hit day for the Otters. 2 for 3, base hits in the second and 4, struck out in the 6th. Jost working out of the stretch even though no one on. Sets just above the belt. Size the shoulders, delivers. Breaking ball in for a strike. It's a pretty looping curveball by Joyce. A 1. Driven high in the air to left. Howard back a few steps from the track will make the catch. 2 outs.
Second baseman, number 2, Austin Bosse.
Otters down to their last out. It's Austin Bosse here in the 9th. Evansville just 2 hits since the second inning. They had 5 hits, 2 runs in the first 2 innings. No runs, just 2 hits over the last 7. Base is empty here in the bottom of the 9th for Bosse as the Otters trail 4-2. Joyce home, low, 1-0. Otters at risk of falling to just 5 over 500. Breaking ball on the inside corner for his strike, 1-1. On the other hand, it's a 96-game season. Can't get too high, can't get too low. Otters already for the first time have dropped 4 of their last 5. 1-1. Fouled straight back. 1-2 to Bosse, and the Boomers a strike away. Right arm dangling for Joyce. Sets at the belt. Winds, throws. Breaking ball high. 2-2. Bosse got his first hit of his professional career back in the second, lining one down the right field line. 1 for 2. Walked in the 4th. Made good contact on a ball in the 7th. Howard made a sliding catch. 2-2. Driven into left field. Howard back at the warning track. Goodbye. Austin Bosse, his first professional home run, brings the Otters within 1 in the 9th. Life for Evansville. What a day for Bosse. 3 hard hit balls, 2 hits, and he caps it off with a solo home run in the 9th. Just his 3rd pro game. And the Otters now bring the tying run to the plate in Brian Rosario. Rosario 0 for 3 today. Switch hitter batting lefty. Pitch home, in for a strike. Last night the Otters hit a home run to bring the lead to 1 in the 9th, but fell 1 run short. Is it deja vu again tonight? A 1. Lined into left field, down for a base hit. 1 hops in front of Howard. Rosario holds it first, and the Otters have the tying run on, and the walk-off run coming to the plate in Noah Myers.
Edward Jones, leadoff batter of the game, left fielder number 9, Noah Myers.
Rosario extends his on-base streak to now 18 games, and the pitching coach, Jake Joyce, walking out to chat. Well, it's not Jake Joyce who's walking out. Jake Joyce is the pitcher. There's another coach for Schaumburg walking out to have a conversation with Joyce and the rest of the Boomers infield. Myers coming to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today and walked twice. Base hit back in the 1st. For the Otters leadoff batter. He's had another great week here at Bosse Field. He loves playing here. I think over 350 at Bosse this season. Lefty batter to face the righty Joyce. Meeting done on the mound. The Otters trying to mount their first 9th inning comeback of the season. Tying run at first in Rosario. Walk-off run Myers at the plate. 4-3 score with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Joyce at the belt, steps off, pickoff throw back to first. Rosario back into first base. Does Rosario try to steal here with 2 outs in the 9th? He has 39 stolen bases on the season. Pitch home to Myers. Outside, 1-0. Boomers bullpen is quiet. It's Joyce's game here in the bottom of the 9th. Looking for the final out for Schaumburg. Rosario takes off, pitches high, throw down to second. Not in time. Rosario, the tying run in scoring position with his 40th stolen base of the season. And with great speed, the tying run for the Otters can likely score on a ball hit to the outfield. 2-0 count to Myers. Joyce home. High, 3-0 to Myers. Quiggle, another lefty on deck for Evansville. Ost on the outside corner for a strike. 3-1 to Myers. Otters trail 4-3 here in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs. Three-one home. Well outside, back to the backstop, and Rosario will go down to third base. Over the glove of Ulianu and all the way back to the screen. The tying run 90 feet away. And the walk-off run now on base in Myers. What a turn of events here in the ninth inning. Kona Quiggle comes to the plate, 0 for 4 today. The Otters lefty first baseman, 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a flyout. A chance to play hero here for Evansville. If nothing else, at least send the game to extras. This the comeback the Otters have been looking for all season. Choice at the belt, comes home, runner takes off, pitches high, and Myers safely to second without a throw. Well, the Otto didn't want to risk it. A base hit could win the game here for the Otters. Tying run at third, walk-off run at second. 1-0 to Quiggle. High again, 2-0. Joyce got the first 2 outs easily, but Austin Bosse, a solo home run, cut the lead in half. Rosario a base hit, Myers a walk, and now runners at second and third with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. The bottom of the ninth make it. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Two one. Inside, ball gets by the catcher, only other. Rosario will score. The game is tied. Through the legs of the Schaumburg catcher, back to the backstop. Rosario walks home to tie the game at 4, and the walk-off run is at third. 3-1 count to Quiggle. Joyce delivers. Grounded foul. And a full count to Quiggle. Jake Polancic has been warming in the Otters bullpen. He could be needed now in the 10th. Full count to Quiggle. The walk-off run 90 feet away in Noah Myers. Choice at the bounce. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Quiggle strikes out. And for the second time this week, we have free baseball at Bosse Field. My goodness, what a wild ninth inning. Austin Bosse, a solo home run to cut the lead in half. Rosario a hit. Myers a walk, a wild pitch, and a pass ball ties the game in the bottom of the ninth inning. Jake Polancic coming in for Evansville in the 10th. We'll be right back. Extra innings on a Friday night from Bosse Field.
Automatically in scoring position. The game is still tied. After the 10th, we will have 7 down. Otters call the bullpen. Jake Polancic into pitch. The number Polancic on the mound. Goes behind the plate. Powered by the answer of the Bears. 2319 Archer now. 812-475-9000. The commissioner's runner for Schaumburg will be 23 Gage Howard. Starting at second base.
Extra innings on a Friday night from Bosse Field. The Otters scored 2 in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game at 4 and move us to the top of the 10th inning. Jake Polancic, the Otters closer into the game here in the 10th, try to give Evansville a much-needed victory. Polancic, 2.08 ERA on the season and 29 2/3 innings pitched, but roughed up in his last outing against Florence. It was in extra innings on Wednesday. He allowed 2 hits, walked a batter, and 3 total runs ended up coming across on his tab. And was given the loss as Florence scored 3 runs in the 10th inning to win that game. It's in the exact same spot, a tie ball game in the top of the 10th with the commissioner's runner at second and Gage Howard. First pitch to Blake Berry, the lefty, in for a strike. Ghost runner, commissioner's runner, whatever you want to call it. Runner starts at second here in the 10th inning. If we're still tied, a sudden death tiebreaker in the 11th. And for the 4th straight night, over 3 hours of baseball here at Bosse. 0-1. On the inside corner, a strike 0-2. Schaumburg has a reliever warming in their bullpen. Oh, 2 count to Berry. Polancic at the belt, peeks back at second. Delivers. Inside, ball gets back to the backstop and down to third base goes Howard. Bounced out of the glove of Phillips, and the Boomers have the go-ahead run at third base and Gage Howard. One and 2 count to Berry. Nobody out in the top of the 10th. The Otters infield in with their toes on the grass. 1-2. Swing and a miss. My goodness, Berry swinging out of his shoes. Polancic throwing a fastball by him. 1 away in the 10th. It brings up Zach Huffins, the righty DH. 2 for 4 today. Huffins got off to a great start today. Base hit in the 2nd, base hit in the 4th. Came around to score in the 2nd. 1 out in the top of the 10th, tied at 4. Howard at third base, and the Otters infield stays in for Huffins. Pitch home, inside 1-0. One-oh pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1 to Huffins. Huffins will call time. Well, Polancic didn't have his best stuff on Wednesday against Florence, but boy did he have a dominant July. 8 appearances, 7 2/3 innings pitched in July, and did not allow a run. He's still the Otters' go-to reliever in a tight game. 1-1, outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Aaron Glickstein, a righty, warming up in the Schaumburg bullpen for the bottom of the 10th inning. 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th for the Otters, tying the game at 4. Otters stranded the walk-off run at third base. 2-1, outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Phillips gives the universal signal for calm down to Polancic. Find your spots. Polancic on the right side of the rubber, sets at the belt, sides the shoulders, delivers, swing and a miss. Went with the slider to run the count full. Payoff pitch. Popped up behind home plate, out of play.
The ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret.
The second night in 3 days, the Otters playing into extra innings. Lost the first one on Wednesday night to Florence. Trying to flip the script on Friday evening to Schaumburg. Payoff again. Popped up down the right field line. Quiggle racing at the foul line, slides and can't make the catch, and slides into the fence, and hopefully Quiggle all right. Limping back towards first base is Quiggle. What an effort by the Otters first baseman. Every other ballpark that's well out of play in the Frontier League, but the expansive foul territory at Bosse, gave Quiggle a chance. Ball just outside of his glove's reach, and he slid into the fence. Dr. Mandy Flagg and her assistant Noah out to check on Quiggle. He appears to be all right. Still a full count to Huffins, 1 out in the top of the 10th, with Gage Howard at third base for Schaumburg. Payoff pitch home. Inside corner, strike 3 called. The nasty from Polancic, 2 outs. Struck out Barry swinging, strikes out Huffins looking. Howard still at third base, the go-ahead run for Schaumburg. And the lefty first baseman, Will Prater, strides in for Schaumburg. Polancic trying to keep it scoreless in the top of the 10th and give the Otters an excellent chance to walk it off in the bottom half of the inning. Pitch home to Prater. Popped up, left side out of play. Prater 1 for 4 today, base hit back in the second inning. Otters in the bottom of the 10th have 3, 4, 5 coming to the plate. Baez, Phillips, and Reyes. Quiggle will be the ghost runner at second base. 0-1. Prater tries to lay down almost a slap bunt, and it rolls foul. Interesting decision there. Safety squeeze, maybe? Polancic and the Otters a strike away from having a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th in a tie game. Strand the runner at third. Oh, 2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2. Fouled away again.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by Ed's Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
Go ahead run for Schaumburg at third base and Gage Howard. 1-2 count with 2 outs in the top of the 10th. Tied at 4. Otters trying for their first really stirring comeback of the season. 1-2. Popped up high in the air down the right field line. Quiggle in foul territory looking up, and it bounces off the roof.
Brought to you by Ed's Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
Another 1-2 coming from Polancic to the lefty Prater. Polancic out of the stretch, arm dangling by his side. Sets at the belt. Kicks and throws. Fouled straight back. Prater wants some pine tar spray. Walking over to the dugout. He's going to get some pine tar grip, actually. And just trying to hold on to this bat. Schaumburg trying to take the opener here against the Otters and tie Gateway for first place in the West. The Otters trying to snap a slide and a 2-game losing streak, as they've lost 4 of their last 5. And are on a key win against a division rival. 1-2. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Popped up, left side, Reyes, the third baseman, racing towards the warning track, and it bounces foul off the roof. Prater will not go away. What a battle. Another 2-2 coming. Polancic to Prater. Howard, the go-ahead run for Schaumburg here in the top of the 10th at third base. Polancic delivers. Popped up again, out of play. Unbelievable here by Will Prater. Does he want new batting gloves now? Yep, new gloves. It's never ending at bat in the 10th, and the gloves have said enough. Places some dirty white batting gloves with some clean black ones. Such a long at bat. It requires 2 sets of batting gloves, some pine tar. Who knows what else? Finally, Prater straps back in to his black batting gloves and digs back into the left-handed batter's box. Polancic ready on the right side of the rubber. Pitch home. Poke down the left field line, hooking foul into the Schaumburg pen. Whenever this at bat ends, we'll get what the pitch count was. It has been unbelievable from Will Prater. Polancic looking for the last strike to get the Otters tied to the bottom of the 10th. Who wins this never-ending battle? 2-2. Fouled away, straight back. The Otters have put together a couple double-digit at-bats this season, but this might be the best in Game 69 I've seen in the Frontier League. Best at-bat all season. Another 2-2 coming. Throw home. Line down the left field line, falling for a base hit. Schaumburg takes the lead. Down to second goes Prater. He's out. The inning ends. Will Prater, though, a blue base hit down the left field line, ends an exhausting at bat and gives Schaumburg a 5-4 lead going to the bottom of the 10th. Unbelievable battle. Prater out, but what a hit to remember there. And Andy McCauley, I believe, has been tossed out of the ball game now, arguing something with home plate umpire Robert Davis. So we go to the bottom of the 10th. Baez, Phillips, Reyes coming up for the Otters. They trail 5-4 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Commissioner's runner for the Evansville Otters at second base will be Griffin. Leading off, right fielder number 33, Jeffrey Baez.
Bottom of the 10th inning from Bosse Field. Aaron Glickstein into the ball game for the Boomers, trying to earn 3 outs to give Schaumburg the win. They lead 5-4. What an appearance for Glickstein. He's been a starter most of the year, but he'll make his second straight outing out of the bullpen. 14 total appearances, 4-2 with a 3.39 ERA and 71 2/3 appearances. He's coming in for the save, though. Quiggles the ghost runner at second. Pitch home to Baez, sails high for a ball. Second straight appearance from the bullpen for Glickstein. He worked 2 scoreless against Washington on Tuesday. Looking at a big stretch. The right side of the rubber looking into Baez. He's 2 for 4 today. Pitch home, hammer down the right field line, foul. Quiggle with solid speed. The tying run at second base. Will Prater, the RBI base hit with 2 outs in the 10th, getting a base hit on the 12th pitch of the at-bat. Oh my goodness, 1-1, it's a balk. The ball is, I guess, tied. Ball is called dead because of the balk by Glickstein. He stumbled on the mound, his toe got caught, and he paused halfway and then tried to get the ball home, but he completed his stop, and that's a balk on Glickstein with the stumble on the mound, so it advances Quiggle to third. Wow. So the Schaumburg infield in. The Otters have the tying run now 90 feet away with nobody out. This has turned into just a crazy fun ball game. 1-1 count to Baez. Pitch home. Fouled away down the right field line into the seats. Quiggle would tie the game scoring from third. The walk-off run is Baez at the plate. If we're tied going to the 11th, we'd play a sudden death tiebreaker. The Otters would elect whether to pitch or whether to hit. But if we get there, we'll discuss the rules further. Glickstein will step off and reset. 1-2 count to Baez. Glickstein back perpendicular to the ground as his arm dangles, his hand almost touching the dirt. Now he comes set at the chest. Looks in. Kicks, throws. Popped up by Baez. Into shallow right. Will this be deep enough for Quiggle? The catch made by Barry. Quiggle will come from third. He is safe. Sonny Oleanu can't believe the call. Jamie Bennett, the Boomers manager, has been tossed as he comes out to argue. A bang-bang play at the plate. Quiggle scores the tying run for the Otters. Both managers now have been ejected from the ball game. It's tied at 5, 1 out, the bases are cleared. Sonny Oleanu is enraged. Jamie Bennett, the Boomers manager, kicked out of the game. And I think Oleanu's been ejected as well. So the Boomers are going to have to go get someone now in catching gear because the catcher's been ejected. The Boomers manager's been ejected. Schaumburg's going to try to get the last 2 outs here of the 10th and send it to sudden death. This has been wild. Andy McCauley ejected at the end of the top of the 10th inning. Otters have Bobby Siegel at third base, so Siegel made the call to send Quiggle, and we have a replay. Let's go. Baez the pop-up to right. It was Barry, the right fielder, who made the catch. Quiggle coming home. Yeah, he looked out. That was a beautiful shot by our Otters Digital Network crew. Bang, bang play, but the left hand of Kona Quiggle, I'm not sure it reached the plate before the glove of Oleanu. If this is Major League Baseball, we have a replay to decide it, but that's not the case here in the Frontier League. So the sac fly off the bat of Baez scores Quiggle to tie the game. 1 out, the bases are empty. New catcher into the ball game for Schaumburg. Jonathan Soto fresh off the bench, and means Glickstein's going to get some warm-up pitches with his new catcher, with Oleanu and the manager Jamie Bennett both thrown out of the game. Robert Davis threw at Andy McCauley in the other half inning. This has been absolutely wild. Dakota Phillips coming to the plate. Omar Reyes is after him with 1 out in the bottom of the 10th. Glickstein getting a few more. Nope, that's it. Soto behind home plate, stepping in, former Gateway Grizzly. And Dakota Phillips try to lead the Otters to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th on a late, crazy ball game on this Friday night. 1 out for the lefty Phillips. He's 0 for 4 today. Glickstein at the chest. Comes home. Outside 1-0. One run will walk the game off for the Otters and give them a really good win. Maybe the best feeling win of the season. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Big breaking ball by Glickstein, 1-2. Well, neither team has a pitcher warming in the bullpen. If we do go to sudden death, it's up to the Otters whether to elect to pitch with a runner at first and try to get 3 outs to win, or whether to hit and try to get the runner to first home to win the game. And if it gets to that, it'll be up to the Otters pitching coach Max Peterson to make the choice, with Andy McCauley ejected. 1-2 coming to Phillips. Pitch. Line foul down the left field line. They've crossed 10 o'clock local time here in the River City. In the 10th inning for the second night this week. And it's only Friday. Otters trying to win their second game in extra innings this season. 1-2. Lined right side through the hole. Right field, base hit Phillips. In between Figueredo and Prater, Phillips loops a single to put the walk-off run on base for the Otters and bring Yomar Reyes to the plate.
Third baseman, number 28, Yomar Reyes.
Reyes is 0 for 4 today, but in the 9th inning yesterday, he had a titanic 3-run home run over the center field wall. That is his only hit, though, in the last 5 games. Ethan Skinder is on deck for the Otters. Phillips the walk-off run at first here in the bottom of the 10th. Pitch home, inside 1-0. Reyes taking all the way. Grounded left side, backhanded by Dawson, throws to second, to 1 to first, double play. 5-4-3 inning-ending double play for Schaumburg ends the 10th, and we will play a sudden death tiebreaker. The only fitting way to end this ball game, right? Well, Max Peterson had to know what the decision was in his head. He gave the word to Robert Davis. And the Otters are bringing Jake Polancic out on the mound. They're going to try to pitch to win the game. Bring their closer in. Polancic came in the 10th inning for the Otters, struck out the first 2 batters, and then a 12-pitch at bat to Will Prater, who finally looped a base hit to left to give the Boomers the brief lead. Sac fly off the bat of Bias, scored Quiggle to tie the game. And now Polancic will try to get 3 outs with a runner at first base to win the game for the Otters. We'll keep it here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Griffin Epstein on this crazy Friday night from Bosse Field. Prater will start as the runner at first base unless the Schaumburg chooses to pitch run. Boomers have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Brett Milazzo, Sonny Olianu, the catcher, and then top of the order, and Alec Craig. Polancic at 24 pitches, struck out Barry and Huffins, and then the never-ending 12-pitch at bat to Prater, who finally won with a base hit. What a crazy ball game tonight. 2 runs for the Otters in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie it. Solo home run with 2 outs for Austin Bost. And then Brian Rosario had a base hit, stole second, advanced to third on a pass ball, and scored on a wild pitch to tie the game. And then both managers ejected in the 10th inning, and it all comes down to the sudden death tiebreak. Rhett Milazzo to lead off, the lefty batter for the Boomers. The walk-off run for Schaumburg. Will Prater at first base. Milazzo 0 for 2 today, a walk and a hit batter. Pitch home. Milazzo shows bunt, pulls it back, sails high, 1-0. Otters are 0-1 at the sudden death tiebreaker at home. And they elected to pitch against Windy City back in late May. 1-1 overall. Otters won a sudden death tiebreaker on the road when they batted at Windy City a couple weeks later. 1-1. Milazzo shows bunt again and lays one back to Polancic. He picks it up, bobbles it, will just throw to first for the out. And for a second, Polancic thought about turning around to second. The bobble quickly made the decision for him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Milazzo does his deed, advances to second. Well, with Sonny Oleanu, the catcher, thrown out for Schaumburg in the 10th, it means that Jonathan Soto was in his place, but instead the Boomers will use a pinch hitter here. Why not? And Kyle Fitzgerald will step in for Schaumburg. .239 batting average, 9 home runs on the season, with 49 batted in for the left fielder. Walk-off runner at second with 1 out in the tiebreaker. Pitch home, hits Fitzgerald. Hit him on the back. Honestly, for Polancic, that's not the worst result. Puts the force on. And that ball, it would have been much worse if it got by Fitzgerald and advanced the only runner that matters, Prater at second.
shortstop 7 out, Craig.
But it does bring it back to the top of the order in Alex Craig. So Fitzgerald out at first, though he really doesn't matter much besides being a potential for an out. And Will Prater, if he scores from second, wins the game for Schaumburg. Craig, 0 for 4 today, a walk in the 9th. Lefty batter, Polancic 2 outs away from an Otters win. Polancic home. Outside, 1-0. The Otters can get 2 outs. They win the game in sudden death. If the Boomers score Craig from second, they have the rarest of rare road walk-off victories. Pitch home. Inside corner, a strike, 1-1 to Craig. Polancic out of the stretch on the right side of the rubber. Sets at the belt. The 1-1. High, 2 balls and 1 strike to Alec Craig. Chase Dawson is on deck. When you go to the ballpark, who could have envisioned a game like this tonight? 2-1. Popped up by Craig, behind home plate, out of play. Shaking his head, he just missed one. 2-2 count, 1 out in this sudden death tiebreaker. Schaumburg trying to score to win, the Otters trying to get the 3 outs to win. Two. Inside, bounces in front of Polancic. He stops it, and everyone stays put. Good stop by Phillips. That ball gets by him. The walk-off run goes to third. Instead of full count, now to Craig. What a pitch this is. Polancic at the belt. The payoff. Fouled straight back. Another payoff coming. Polancic home. Swing and a miss. The Otters an out away from a victory. Chase Dustin, the All-Star, though, steps in for Schaumburg. Starting second baseman in the All-Star game. Few bats better than him in the Frontier League. 1 for 3 today, but he's worked 2 walks as well. There is still a base open. Coco Figueredo on deck. Otters an out away from a win in the sudden death tiebreaker. Polancic home. High 1-0. Either an Otters win 5-5 or Schaumburg wins it on the road on a walk-off in the sudden death tiebreaker. One 0 to Dawson. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs in the tiebreaker. One. Popped up out of play. The Otters are a strike away from victory. One-two home. Swing and a miss! And the Otters complete the comeback and win in the tiebreaker. What a ball game tonight from Bosse Field. The most stirring comeback of the Otters season, their first comeback in the 9th inning, and they win 5-5 in the sudden death tiebreaker. The 2-game losing streak over for the Otters. They earn a much-needed victory against Schaumburg, a 2-out rally in the 9th inning to tie it. Both managers ejected in the 10th inning in a variety of wild events. Jake Polancic gets the 3 outs needed in the sudden death tiebreaker to give the win to Evansville. That is one to remember for the Otters. My goodness. Well, Polancic earns the win, but if you want to point to a moment in this game when everything turned bonkers, it was the 3rd-year rookie, Aaron Bost, a 2-out solo home run over the left field wall to give the Otters life in the 9th, cut the lead to 1. Brian Rosario got a base hit. Myers walked. A pass ball moved Rosario to 3rd. A wild pitch scored him. The Otters stranded the walk-off run at 3rd. We went to the 10th inning, and all craziness broke loose in the 10th as Polancic got 2 strikeouts, then a 12-pitch at bat to Will Prater, who finally looped one down the left field line to score. Gage Howard gives Schaumburg the lead. We went to the bottom of the 10th inning. Schaumburg brought in Aaron Glickstein. He's been a starter most of the year for them. Quiggle advanced to 3rd on a wild pitch, putting him 90 feet away. Baez lifted one to right field. Caught by Barry. The throw home. Baez ended up getting the sac fly. Was Phillips safe? Was he out? The replay showed it was very close. Sonny Oleanu, the catcher for Schaumburg, was thrown out of the game when he was called safe by Robert Davis, as was Jamie Bennett, the Schaumburg manager. The Otters got a hit but couldn't do more in the 10th. And we went to the sudden tiebreaker, and as you just heard it, Jake Polancic getting the last 2 strikeouts of the inning, stranding the walk-off run at 2nd, and the Otters win a absolutely wild one, 5-5 in the tiebreaker. Yes, again, they won the final score 5-5 in the tiebreaker. Final totals tonight, 5 runs for the Otters, 11 hits, 1 error, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Schaumburg. And the Otters win their second game in a sudden death tiebreaker this season, just their second win in extra innings. And boy, was it needed for Evansville. They stop a 2-game skid at home. They lost 4 of their last 5, but they get a huge win over fellow playoff contending team Schaumburg to win on a late Friday night from Bosse Field. Well, that was a lot of fun, and we're going to do it again, believe it or not, tomorrow. Luis Perez, the righty, goes for Schaumburg. The righty, Justin Watlin, goes for Evansville. Same time, same place, 6:35. First pitch tomorrow. We're on the air on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Great job by our entire Otters Digital Network crew. Mitchell Boder back with Flow Sports. Our director, Michael Rust. I've been Griffin Epstein on the Otters Digital Network. The Otters, a stirring comeback. They win 5-5 in the sudden death tiebreaker. Good night from Bosse Field.